Sweet. So we'll start.
Yeah.
Just
Awesome.
give me 1 sec. Just starting the thing.
Stream.
Oh, I already started, man.
You gotta warm me when you're gonna start it so I can finish picking my notes and shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure it started now, just as you were saying that.
Awesome. So the first word. Nailed it.
I was waiting for the bar to fill up so it would start. It's like I'm pretty sure as the thing went away, you said that. So
Sorry, it just took a bump.
you are welcome.
All right. So, you all find yourself at
Well,
the camp in which you've been staying at for this night. All of you are a bit drowsy. Balthazar seems a bit more agitated than usual, sort of thing. Restless, sleeping as he's dropped God knows what along with the other men alongside the campfire. You all wake up to the morning sun peeking through the canopy of trees, and it's a bit smoggy, and there's fog sort of like settling in around this sort of like gully where you are. All of you notice that Rishlin has disappeared during the night, or like he wasn't there last time you came back to camp. He'd gone, and he'd gone back to the city of Faluna to get Sephirinus, and he's brought her back. So Sephirinus has come back with Rishlin early in the morning, and all of you are waking up, and the rest of the Shroomans are sitting around the campfire, doing their usual business of humming and chanting and talking between themselves
and eating all of the mushrooms they can find.
Yeah, eating the mushrooms. So if you're all awake now, if one of you would like to explain to Sephirinus what has happened in the past couple of days, and then we can kick off the game.
Preferably one of the 3 people that have been here for more sessions than what I have.
I left my notes in the bedroom. Gibbo, have you got your notes?
Oh, no, not really.
Do you want me to go get my notes? I'll be back in a second.
We could just
Our
wing
current,
it. Like,
our current
that's what in the
idea
spirit
of what we're doing is there are tainted spores falling down from the north. We're going to try to fix that. We have to find a vine man, which we have to give a mushroom potion to. That's about as far as what I was told when I got back.
That's pretty much the whole.
That's it.
Pretty much it.
Between you leaving and coming back, basically, you walked through, got attacked by some vine blights. Vine blights didn't wreck our shit. Didn't climb a cliff. Revan destroyed a cliff.
You don't know
cliff
that.
Sure. Sure. We didn't see the spell blow up the cliff.
Hey, you were focused elsewhere. You didn't see shit. Landslides happen all the time.
So we met some shrooms, so we went to then we picked up a mushroom, got attacked by a shambling mess of vines and another vine blight. Thorax set me on fire because Thorax's new gimmick is to kill his own teammates, apparently. And then we came back and we're here. Balthazar's tripping balls. So he might be more charismatic, but Jesus Christ, he's become dumber.
Basically, don't.
Yeah. So Sephirinus, to sum up what actually happened, as when they all tell you, you've pieced together the story, and as far as you can tell, they all left the city of Faluna to find out where these spores are coming from that's infecting the whole forest and affecting the rest of the countryside. They've headed north and they've found the camp of the Shroomans, which are nomadic, a group of nomadic men that wander around the forest seeking enlightenment by munching on wild mushrooms and tripping balls. They battled a few vine monsters along the way, and they've been told that the only person that can help them get deeper into the forest is the Viner-Man, who is cursed by a sort of like not a spell, but
right,
Viner-Man.
Yep.
Yeah, the Viner-Man. And he was cursed as a child, and he was rescued by the Shroomans with their magic, which turned him into a a grotesque vine man. You guys have been tasked to find him and cure him of his sort of like animalistic instincts that happen when he hasn't had his medicine. So the group went up to a location where these magic mushrooms were growing. They grabbed one, which was a bit harder than it sounds, and they returned back to the camp where one of the Shrumans has made the concoction to cure the Viner Man. And they went to sleep, and this is when you've arrived in the morning.
Has Revan ever met Sephirinus yet?
I think so.
Because I know I was there.
You're
when
Revan.
Yeah. 'Cause I know I was there when they found her outside the inn, but I've had no interactions with her after that.
You know, I don't think you have.
Oh shit!
Neat. Apparently Din's firing arrows at something.
I don't think.
I was trying to read it.
So I suppose waking up and seeing... Well, I suppose I probably wouldn't see Rishlin because he's, sneaky as all hell. But assuming that he was there, I would go up to him and say, "Who's this person you've brought?" Gesturing to Sephirinus. Hoping that somebody would fill me in.
He responds, "Oh, you remember this lassie Sephirinus?"
He's turned Jamaican now?
Well, I'm pretty sure that was Irish.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a perfect Scottish accent.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Scottish. Yeah.
I'm not ready for that.
It was so bad I thought it was Irish.
Come on, I had chocolate in my mouth. I thought calling a lassie was enough. Can't think of any Jamaican people that call each other lassie.
Well, they could if their name was Lassie.
God.
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose I'll go up and introduce myself to Sephirinus because apparently I completely forgot that we'd met before. So I just walk up to him and say, "Hi, my name's Revan." Shake, shake, shake.
Good to meet you. Joined a bit late, by the looks. What's happening here?
You're very
And what?
You're very quiet.
Oh. Sorry.
I'm going to turn Sephirinus up.
Yeah, I can call you up as well.
Oh, that would be like.
Alright, I guess we should go find the Vine Man then.
Yeah, so we've got the concoction. We need to go. Do we still need to keep going east to the Vine Man?
Did everybody
north,
remember how to
wasn't
give
No,
you
no,
a
west.
question?
It was a day's walk north to the temple where he is. Wasn't it?
That sounds right. Should we do a history check to see if we remember?
Did anyone remember?
Vine Man
I remember-
north by a day's
I'll
walk.
do a history check. I'm proficient in history.
And we need to burn some berries further north in a clearing in order to summon the Viner Man to give him the medicine.
See, I totally remembered that.
As soon as Hector says this, Thorag remembers it and repeats it. Because he remembers it too. Yes, so they told you to head north. There's a bit of a clearing there where if you light some of the forest berries there, it'll sort of like anger him and summon him, and he will show up. He may be hostile when this happens, and you've been told that you need to so you've got the little concoction sort of thing, which has enough for about 10 administrations, 10 bits of the stuff. You've got this ointment, and it's enough for
10
placing
charges
10
of usage.
10 charges of curing stuff, and he needs to be so you need to like cut his skin with something that's laced with this at least 3 times to cure him. That's what they reckon will happen. That's what it usually takes.
Before we
Otherwise,
leave, I just want to walk up to Brother Orto. Is this one Orto, the one by the fire?
yeah,
I
just
can't-
let me check.
I can't remember
Let me get a
which
close look.
names are which.
Yes, that is Brother Auto.
Yeah. So I go up to Brother Auto and I ask him, so which one of you are usually the one that administers the medicine to the Viner Man?
He basically says that himself and what's his name? Brother Aurel administer it to him. But if we leave him too long, then he goes rabid. But usually he would come and see us every fortnight, and we'd give him this medicine orally. He'd just take a potion, and that would cure him of his ailments. But because of the spores and the magic that's fallen upon the forest, this darkness, he hasn't returned to us. So we're expecting he's gone rogue and feral.
In his feral state, would he be less likely to attack one of you than he would us?
I'm not sure what he would do. I sure wouldn't want to be near him, but we've always kept this schedule with him.
Oh, no, I don't mean taking you with us. I mean, if one of us just happened to look like you and I wave my hand over my face and use disguise self and disguise myself as Brother Auto.
He may be a bit more placid, but if he senses something is up, this might anger him more.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
So we ready to head out, people?
Yeah. So am I carrying the thing? Is that how it's going down, or what are we gonna do? Okay. Should I have it for the bows and arrows and whatnot?
I mean, my plan was just calm emotions to make him calm enough that he'll drink it.
I think that's a good backup plan.
Well,
Or a
you
good.
back up
Sorry, I take my Sorry, my plan's a good backup plan. Your plan's a good first plan.
well, how about this? We give Din the potion, you do that, he gives it to him if he's calm. If not, then he can shoot him.
If he needs 3 doses, should we give Todd 3 doses?
Well, it's 3
What?
doses, assumingly it's 3 doses if administered through violent means. If he downs the whole thing, that should probably do it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I've got calm emotions as a prepared spell.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any binding or holding spell?
Yep.
Okay.
Does an
Only
idea.
what do
Alright,
you call it? The
So
fine
you've
one.
got a spell which can hold him in place as well, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. We use when we set the things, we prepare for when he comes and he's all pissed off. I cast calm emotions. If he doesn't calm down from calm emotions, then Balthazar and anyone else that has prepared holding spells cast the holding spells to hold him in place. So instead of shooting him and trying to wreck his shit and accidentally kill him, if we can hold him long enough that we can administer the medicine,
I don't think killing him is going to be a concern.
you never know. You never know.
I get the
I mean, if
impression that
if-
he's going to kill us,
If this party has proven anything, they are good at killing things, even themselves.
especially ourselves. I think as a backup plan, I should at least lace 4 arrows with the stuff.
All right, lace 4 arrows.
I'm going to write that down somewhere. And then we'll deal with the rest of it as we go. Otherwise, it's just going to have to be who can get the most hits in the least amount of time.
I can do where I've got advantage on hits.
Can you get 2? Does that give you 2 hits?
No, it'll just be 1 hit. But I'll have advantage until we succeed.
Okay. How about this? The other three of you. Okay, who out of the 4 of you, not excluding Din, is least likely to hit him with a weapon?
Is that as in most likely to miss or not use a weapon to hit?
Most likely to not use a weapon when combats.
Yeah, that would be me.
That'd be you.
I use my.
Or Revan doesn't really use a weapon either.
Well, I
Okay.
do, just not. I haven't been lately because the opportunity has either been very disadvantaged for me to do it, or there's been a cluster.
Okay, so how about this? Revan, Thorog, and Balthazar also take one of the 10 doses.
Yeah.
Okay?
So yeah, because if we can get 3 hits in one turn,
Because
we
I
can
can,
get the turn
I
done
can
with quickly.
throw, I can throw a hand axe, and I've actually got weapon bond, so I can get it like back straight away.
Do you have your
Okay.
hand axe as your weapon, your bonded weapon?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've got my great axe and my hand axe as my bonded weapon.
Okay. How about this? Din has 4 arrows. Thorek has 3 on his axes. And then the rest of us are to find the fucker and feed him the potion as a first resort. And then if shit goes south, we're just going to try and knock him unconscious and stab him.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Can I ask a question, Mr. DM? If in the in the chance that if I did, say for example, I like oiled or doused my blade, my hand axe with this potion, would it? And if I did my my weapon bonding to draw it back to myself, would I have to reapply the oil again, or how often?
If you can regain your like if you have it on your weapon.
Yeah, so if I've got
It's-
if I put the oil on the hand axe, throw the hand axe at him, I get a hit or whatever, or I miss or whatever, and then I draw it back to myself because it's not going through the air. All it is just going through it's just traveling through the plane of existence. I'll just try and find if I can.
If any of you apply this ointment to a weapon, then it stays on that weapon. It can't be used for anything else. And if that weapon goes into something, then that ointment has been used up.
Okay, so it has to be reapplied. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
On a hit, though.
All right.
So another thing that I have, which might be helpful, is I've got 2 vials of sleeping paralyzing potion on me.
Give me that.
I will give 1 vial to Din, because if if you can hit him with that as well, then he'll just go out like a lion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming he's a large monster, so he might not go out, but if it slows him down, even it makes a difference.
I think he's humanoid.
Yeah, I've gone humanoid.
I don't think he's large. I think he's just average person height.
Yeah, I've got humanoid on me. As in
Hey,
Brother Rocco,
DM, just a quick question. I have a paralysis poison from the very first game. Is that also apply to a weapon for usage?
Yeah.
Okay, I tossed that to Din as well.
Yeah.
That's would be the similar thing as Hector has.
Yeah, I
probably only need 1.
Well, when am I going to use it? So I toss it to you.
I'll take it.
Charm person spell.
Do you guys remember where you got it from and what it was used for?
It was in the very first game we played in the cult temple thing right before the end.
I had a dwarf look at mine.
Yeah.
So how many am I taking? How many of these vials am I taking? 4?
What? You're taking 3 charges.
3. Yeah, 3. Sorry, that's what I
Yeah,
was.
you've sort of got like this thing. It's almost like an ointment, thick liquid, almost a paste. And it's fairly easy to divvy up into like other receptacles, like a cup or half a coconut or something.
Palm of your hand.
Palm of your hand if you want to carry it around for a couple days.
We carry him on. No, probably put it in like a water skin or something.
Yeah.
I mean, does anybody have any empty vials like that they used for a potion or anything?
I don't have any empty vials, but I'm pretty sure I've got a water skin as part of the Explorer's pack.
I
think.
That was more like hint, nudging it, Din, because I know we'd used one of his potions.
I have. Oh yeah, did I use a potion? I've got a.
When we left the cult, after the Mind Flayer fight,
I've got that empty potion.
I basically threw a potion down your throat.
You all feel like you could bundle up in a pile of leaves and you'll be happy to go. It's not too much of a concern what you're going to put it in.
I'm getting a message from the gods. We should go.
Also, I'm satisfied. So I'm going to try and paralyze. Basically, as soon as I see him, if Hector's not in range, to use calming emotions.
Well,
So,
I've got 60 feet of range for the calm motion spell. So the
Yeah.
plan is, wherever he's in view, calm motions. If that fails, and he does it and it keeps going, paralyze it.
It's on me and
Um,
Thorag to take him down at that point.
Yeah.
While you guys are discussing all this sort of thing, Brother Aurel is sort of like offering up his bowl of mushrooms as well, and he starts eating a few out of himself, and he's sort of like passing it up to you guys. He's like, "You may need this."
I see
Being his big
Balthazar
orc
tear
voice.
assing towards it.
Let me just check my stats.
He turns to Sephirinus and offers her a little dried mushroom from his bowl. And Sephirinus, when you look in, it's like an array, assortment of all different coloured little dried mushrooms in there. Almost like Skittles.
Is it offensive to not take one?
Taste the rainbow. See the
Take one,
rainbow.
take one. These things are awesome.
The only person who's taken one is Balthazar, whose pupils are quite dilated.
No, Thorag took one. He
I'll
just didn't eat it.
politely decline.
Did Thorag take one?
Yeah,
I didn't eat it,
he took a shroom, but he never ate it.
Okay. And then who's that guy in the back? The halfling in the corner as well. The old little halfling, Brother Hunter, is he keeps ushering you over. He's like, "Have you found Brother Hiteuto yet?"
No, we haven't come across him yet.
What about Brother Aurel?
Is Brother Aurel not the orc?
Yes it is.
Oh, I'd point to the orc and say, he's over there.
Ah, there he is. What about Hiteuto?
Isn't that the guy, like... Isn't that him there?
No,
Yeah.
he's the one that's missing. I thought.
Is he actually missing though?
You have not seen or been introduced to anyone called Brother Hiteuto.
Yeah, we've only had it mentioned that he's missing.
Yeah.
And we'll find him at some stage. I got a feeling, I can't remember now, if we were meant to bump into him on the way to the blind man though.
We don't know where he is. It's just he's somewhere.
He's lost somewhere. We'll keep an eye out. Should we ask the king brother what he's about this guy? Hiteuto?
Who?
I'm just gonna ask him. I'm like, this dude, old man Christmas here. I'm gonna ask him about Brother Hiteuto. It's like, is he been missing long?
He's been gone for a while. It's hard to keep track of time when time is irrelevant. But quite a while, many moons.
I see.
He's a half elf like yourself. He's very powerful. He's the one that rescued Reese Adrin's son.
Cool beans.
But what if time was relevant and a factor?
I don't have high charisma, so cool beans is my highest level of response.
Neat.
Roll a charisma check.
Oh shit.
Nat 20
Welcome
coming
to
in.
that. Hang on. Let me just find out how to do that. Yeah, I know how to do things.
Close.
Oh, jeez, that was on a 1.
He's sort of like goes, "Yes, cool beans, cool beans."
Not as good as cool mushrooms, but cool beans.
Yes, and he's like, magic beans would be good too. And then he's like, Brother Hiteuto would be able to make magic beans. After all, he is the brother of life.
Just don't trade them for a cow.
And he starts like just mumbling to himself again.
Sounds cool. Should we go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, let's do it.
So I don't know. We just wanted to. Obviously, we can say this. I can talk about this while we're traveling or while Zach's loading the map. My range for my hand axe is only 60. Sorry, it's 20-60. So
At 20 and 60 with disadvantage.
yeah. So I'm obviously gonna have to be up there pretty close.
Well,
I don't reckon I'm gonna need 3 vials. or 3 servings. I'll probably only need like 1. I'll
Yeah.
be lucky if I get a second shot
but
off.
you can also move prior to that.
I've got
so you can.
I've got
and-
4. So if you can only get 1 hit off,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Like,
I don't think anybody else has a good range attack at all. So
Yeah.
Well, not physical.
with a weapon.
Yeah. I can turn into an Eldritch Blast.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't use my dragon breath.
Yeah, I mean, like I can like Eldritch Blast him and like shocking bro. Like, no. What was it?
Maybe if you put one on like a stump and both of you Eldritch Blast at each other and it hits the two Eldritch Blasts combine and the explosion sends the vial off, that could work.
What about magic missile? What happens if I like put the vials on top of my magic missiles?
I
they
don't
call
think
for it.
that's how that works.
All right, so
yeah,
you
as
all
we're,
part ways with them, and
Yep.
you're heading up.
yep.
Sweet. So you start heading north, and they say takes about a day. We get there in about 6 hours. So well, a day's travel is 8 hours, so it almost takes the whole day. You set out.
I thought you meant
and,
just they were high as fuck and kept getting lost or something.
That's how I took it as
No.
well.
We were actually next door.
You go 50 meters north.
There's just a
Brother
hungry Jack on
Walter
the
was actually
way.
the kind of man. We didn't tell you this.
So you go north. Yeah, so it takes about 6 hours, and the day is pretty nice as far as all the days that you've had in the forest. They have their good and their bad. They're always pretty shit because they've got the spores flying around everywhere, and you all feel like crap, and you hate yourselves, and you hate everything. But today's all right. And you're cruising up, and the fog sort of like dissipated. It's a nice clear day, and even it's more quiet the more north you head, and the spores do get thicker and thicker, and you're always sort of like hating these spores, like these are shit. And you find you keep going north,
Whoa.
and you find yourself to a massive clearing.
Let me see now.
I take it
Oh,
we're
it is
coming in
massive.
from the south.
Yeah, so you're coming in from the south. It's just like a massive like ring of opened area, and this is the first time you've actually been able to see a
Really?
lot of the sky.
This is a big clearing.
It has lots of like bushes, and there's all these like sort of dead trees in the middle, and there's like a massive stump right in the middle of this whole clearing.
Cool.
So let's get to gathering berries, shall we?
I guess let's
Yeah,
gather
put
some
them on.
berries, yeah. Does it look like there's berries around here?
Roll a survival check.
Survival check, alright.
Everybody or
Yep.
just in?
Just in.
Okay.
Foraging is
Survival.
survivalism.
I'm proficient in survival.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
you got a nat 20.
It could be nature, but you know,
nature, survival.
Pretty sure that
Is there
nat 20 is going to cover
nature one?
everything.
I rolled
Doesn't matter.
survival anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, you look around. Din sees all these like bushes, so like in between the trees and the lower bits, and sort of like you see around here. There's just like a few smaller sort of things. Everywhere berries. And you can see them. They're very similar to the ones that you have on your badges that you got from Reese. They're the green, red, and white berries.
Sweet.
Sort of thing growing off these trees.
So on
Suspicious.
the way here or in this clearing that we can see, do we see a half elf that's high as fuck? Or was it half elf? Yeah, it was half elf, wasn't it? Or elf?
Yeah.
Perception.
Okay.
Just me,
Where's my
baby.
character?
I'm high on life.
Is that perception? Yeah, no, that was persuasion. I don't want to persuade my way to finding him.
Maybe you
yeah,
should.
16. 16, that's above average.
No, you don't. Balthazar thinks he does see one off in the bushes. He like brush him off. That's not him. You're tripping, man. You're tripping.
That is a stick. Bad Dragonborn. Put the stick down. Bad Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Would it not have run out by now? I feel like it would have run out by now.
Pretty sure he said it was 12 hours.
No, it's still active.
Still going.
Yeah, I took it the night before, and then.
Yeah, these aren't just magic mushrooms, Balthazar.
Let's say
These are
24
magic.
hours.
Alright, no, I was going to ask anyway, am I still high or not? But
Also, who told you this?
You did.
the DM last game.
I did not tell you. I'm pretty sure it was one of the brothers.
Ah, good point.
Very reliable source.
This is actually that was actually a cursed mushroom. This is for life.
All right.
Um,
Let's get prepared to do this.
Yeah, I would say probably put the berries or whatever that we need to do on the actual stump and then in the middle, and then probably I think we should probably try and hide or try and take some kind of cover underneath these dead
So
trees.
what I would
I'm going
suggest.
to, the thing is, I'm going to prepare a spell for the moment he comes.
Yeah, but we don't know which direction
Yeah.
he's coming in from though.
If
So
I use the berries, he'll come at me.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
if he doesn't see
maybe.
you.
Who's
What
got
I
fire
would-
spells?
What I would suggest is you guys try to keep as much out of sight as possible. I disguise myself as Brother Orto and try to summon him. Therefore, hopefully he's less likely to attack me. Then, if he does attack me, you guys jump out and preferably
There's
not
not
kill
much-
me.
The problem is that there's not much we can really. And
We
Yeah,
can't
we
really fight here, that's the problem.
Dead trees aren't giving much cover.
Hack
I'm
down
mad
some
suspicious
bushes,
of this black
make
bear
a
as well.
teepee.
So just on Revan, your perception that you looked around as well. So the trees all around you, the dead ones, the bigger ones are about 30, let's go like 30, 40 foot high, and the smaller ones are about 20 foot. And it is a rather large clearing. The stump itself sits about 5 foot high off the ground.
Big.
So in saying
Alright.
that, we could each
just-
hide
just
behind a
for
tree,
one-
but
Just for my knowledge, who has the all of like the
vials.
ointment or whatever, the vials?
I have three
Din
vials.
has
I got
4.
4 miles.
Din has
Thorag has
4, and
3.
Din, have you laced your arrows?
I've laced 1.
You placed 1.
Yeah, I prepared 1, and then I've got the others. Like, how long would it take me? This was actually a question I had. How long would it take me to like lace my arrows? Is that a bonus action or a full action?
For you to pull something out and lace something, probably take about the same time as having a health potion.
So I thought. Alright, I laced 2 while I'm standing around here.
Okay, well remember it takes 3 if we have to shoot him with them.
Yeah, but Thorag's got some as well.
yeah, so I've laced. I laced one of my hand axes. So
Correct.
and you know what? I also want to.
Care to lace your mace?
Well, no. What I'll do is I'll lace my hand axe, and then I'll also lace my great axe as well. So if I do end up having to be like
You can always
melee,
charge, yeah.
melee combat, I can actually attack him with it as well, and that'll do heaps of damage anyway. My great axe is pretty strong, so yeah, I'll do that.
Right. I'm going to prepare calm emotions, so
Mhm.
the moment that I see him, bang, the 20-foot radius.
Sweet.
Okay. So just to get this right, Din, you've had 4. You've laced 2 arrows.
Mhm.
Dorag, you've had 2, and you've
I've
laced
had
your hand
3.
axe. You've had
I've
3.
had 3, so I've got one
Okay.
left.
You got 1 left. Where are the other 3?
Me.
Hector.
Hector's got him.
Hector's got them.
Hector, you've got all 3.
Yep.
Sweet,
Have
and
you
you
prepped
are
any?
preparing calm nerves or whatever it is.
Calm
Can I
emotion.
Calm emotion.
Hector, have
find
you
this tree?
prepped? Have you prepped the oil on any of your
I'm
weapons yet?
literally just going to be feeding it to him.
Yeah,
Oh,
get-
right, okay, yeah.
Then we're gonna, if that doesn't work, then we're going full deep.
Din, have you laced 1 arrow with the paralyzing potion?
I laced an arrow with a paralyzing potion.
Alright.
Have you done this? I do that.
How many javelins do you have?
How many? What? Sorry.
Javelin.
I
Check.
have 4. I'm pretty sure.
Damn, that's really poo.
Alright. Here is my other vial of
Wait.
paralyzing.
Oh, paralyzing potion. Okay.
Put the paralyzing potion on the javelin so you can help try to subdue this thing.
Can I toss him a medicine one as well?
Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe do one with the medicine as well. Just so
Okay.
you've got it at the back. Like the more help, the better. I'm feeling good. I'm climbing this tree also.
Okay.
And can I
So
hide
how-
in the tree?
You taking and lacing your javelins.
No, I'm not putting any on the javelin
Why not?
because it's not as good as my my battle axe.
That's not the point. The point is you
That's
can do the javelin from a distance.
Yeah, but I'm better
That's-
closer up.
We're trying to hit him from
But
a
it's not
distance.
about it's not about doing damage. It's about getting the medicine into his system.
Yeah, which I can do better from closer up because I get an advantage on the attack.
How far can you move in one turn?
30.
Okay, so how far can you chuck your javelin?
60.
Cool. Put it on your goddamn javelin. We need to be able to hit him from
All
a
of a
range.
sudden, there's a
Oh,
loud breeze and it whooshes through the trees, and then dead silence, and the spores fall to the ground, and then more come over from over the top.
I just want to clarify. Can I hide in this tree?
It's bare, so
How stealthy do I have to be to hide in the tree?
depends on how stealthy you are.
I'm going to jump. I'm going to climb up into this tree up here.
That's stealthy.
Yes, you are that stealthy in the tree.
You
I'm
feel
gonna-
I'm
stealthy.
12 stealthy.
We can still see you, but you feel stealthy.
I feel safe. That's
I'm going
it.
to climb up this tree, the northern tree.
Are you a tree guy? Good luck.
Every single plan that I've had.
Sorry. So while you climb up that tree, Din, can you roll a athletics check?
Athletics?
Yep.
As you wish.
Oh,
Yep, you get up one.
Guy climb up the opposite tree.
So these are
Every-
about 20-foot trees. These ones. Hector,
Yeah.
if you're gonna climb up that tree, I need an athletics from you as well.
Sure. Just give me a second.
I can't wheel up the tree. That'd be
you,
acrobatic.
you moonwalk up the tree.
He climbs up the tree.
You
Backwards.
just sort of do like 2 feet, jump straight up, and land on your 2 feet.
He strikes a Superman pose and levitates.
And Hector does the same thing, but then grabs up and lurches himself up. Impressive, but not as impressive as Din.
I mean, I'm a climber. I'm more impressed because you're not as much of a climber.
Okay, so Revan, do you have the berries to burn?
I do.
Cool.
Someone-
Sephirinus, Balthazar, Thorak, what are you guys doing?
One on my spear, my javelin.
Preferably hiding now would be
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
Balthazar,
find
what are you doing?
Well,
Yeah, no, I'm hiding as well, and then I've got
But if you
one of
you
one
done
of my,
your javelins?
yeah, one
can
of
you all
my-
not hide so close to me?
Balthazar, get your
Sorry.
own tree.
Sorry,
only
Babylon.
only one javelin.
Don't clump.
Laced with what?
The blue shit.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sit underneath this stand underneath
Paralyzed
this tree.
healing. What have you
So-
got on it?
The what?
Healer or
Do you have a
paralyzed?
I've got the paralyze the healer one, don't I?
Yes.
That's what Hector
You
gave.
have
Yes.
both.
Okay, so
No,
Hector,
I
you've got
need
2.
paralyzing, not healing. Because I need all 3 doses.
Okay, one of my javelins had paralyzer on it then.
Okay.
I threw Balthazar a medicine one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus, you guys.
Come on. I thought that was pretty clear.
I mean,
Yeah.
I heard that is clear.
Yeah.
Alright,
Balthazar,
got it.
please do 1 paralyzed, please, and 1 health.
There you go. Okay, I've got one javelin with paralyzer and one with.
Just for the GM's sake,
For the love of
Bal-
God.
1 paralyzing, 1
Yep.
healing.
1
Jin
healing.
has 1 paralyzing, 3 healing. Thorak has 2 healing?
No, I've got all the
healing?
rest. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. It was just Balthazar.
It's always
Alright,
just Balthazar.
so
So
just for my knowledge, Thorag, you're down the bottom of the tree underneath Hector.
Yeah, I'm just doing a little dance.
Alright, you choose where you're going to stand. Hector, you're up in the tree, just sort of like
Yep.
chilling up there.
I have
Din
a
is
spell
up
prepared the moment I see him.
Yes, you have the spell prepared. Din is up the tree, hiding. Balthazar is at the bottom of that tree.
Hiding.
And
Oh, hiding, am I?
Balthazar is
Can,
standing there, very still. Sephirinus, you are standing next to Balthazar
in the open.
in the open. That's okay. And Revan, you are in the center
As
in
I
front of.
yep. Disguise self as Brother Auto.
So you have disguised yourself with his brother, Auto.
Yep.
Auto?
What direction did you say that the we heard the rustling come from?
It came from an easterly direction.
Okay, cool. All right, I stand where I am standing.
Wait. No, westerly.
Oh,
No, let's just go with easterly. Doesn't matter.
Easterly? All right,
So
cool.
I,
No,
I,
well,
I,
because I'm going to try and stand behind the tree.
It comes from an easterly direction, but north is actually at the bottom of the map.
No.
Shut up.
It comes from here. Whoosh. Whoosh. Here.
wind goes whoosh. Whoosh.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Wind
don't
goes
do this to me,
whoosh,
guys. Don't you start
whoosh,
drawing.
Whoosh, whoosh.
All right.
All right. So as everybody's screwing around in the trees and whatnot, I give a look at each of them and like give them a thumbs up, like to indicate that they're ready. Is everybody ready?
Can we do one of
We'll
those
do the
sweet
head-
nod sequences, like from Episode 6 of Star Wars?
Damn
Everyone
it! You
nods
do,
each other?
I was just saying that. We just did the French chords. Bop. Bop.
Okay, so
Alright.
yes, I look at
Right.
Thorag and Din and everybody else and just
No, hold on, we'll do it properly. Another whoosh happens. The spores fly through the air from the east. All of you are in your positions, and Revan turns to you.
and I
Come on.
nod.
Dunno. Dunno.
Like this.
And apparently
Hero.
Hector's doing whatever. So as I get the signal that it's go time and everybody's ready, I put the berries on top of the stump and light them on fire with my tinderbox.
Do you have one of them?
Yes, I do.
I just want to clarify, in this situation, I'm Lando.
C3PO.
I'm Archie.
Hey, no, I'm the one doing shit, so I'm R2.
Alright, the berries burst into like a massive flame, sort of thing. As you boys know, they are, and women, they are flammable. It just bursts up into flames and just start like flaming out smoke everywhere. Just like there's this fire and it starts just engulfing all these berries. Just a second.
I'm not gonna get high off the berries, am I?
Did that show up?
Yes, it did.
That looks
Yeah.
great. I
That
was just
actually
gonna
looks awesome.
do a little freehand draw.
No freehand drawing. Otherwise, I'll delete everything by accident again.
I laugh. It's not that
So
funny.
they just burst up into flames. Can you guys see that ring around you?
Nope.
The aura?
No.
Nope.
No.
Alright.
No.
Alright, allow me to edit for storytelling purposes.
Continuity.
Continuity as well, yes.
For
Exactly.
reasons.
Oh, there we go. It changes when I changes the thing. Boom!
That
Oh,
we say.
wow.
Yep.
Just all this smoke starts billowing, and
That's hella
it's
smoke.
sort of, hey,
That's hella smoke.
a lot. This is a lot of smoke, so it's sort of like starting to, just real thick, heavy smoke going to Revan's knees. Really thick.
Oh, so it's
Like
not
all-
actually rising up, it's just like coating the ground.
It's just like coating the ground, like sort of like dry ice.
Well, this
How
is
many
then-
seeds?
Hey,
Gnarly. I like how everyone's trying to measure the circle.
Yeah, can people switch their rulers to hide from others, please, just so we don't have a bunch of lines squiggling across
I
the screen.
like it. I like seeing everybody's
Um,
rulers.
so yeah, it's just like this dry ice sort of thing just starts pouring out, and Revan can feel this cool chill on his legs. And then eventually the rest of you that are down on the ground can as well. It's really, really thick. You can see it like as it goes past you, it's sort of like parting and then connecting up like an eddy of smoke, and it starts to dissipate. And then this foggy smoke that's really cool just starts to sort of like rise and rise and rise, and eventually it's covering pretty much the whole area, and it's made it quite difficult for any of you to see 15 feet in front of you.
God damn it.
It's almost like a cool, foggy smoke. It's not hard to breathe, but it's like got this chill in the back of your throat.
It's like being in a sweet nightclub with a smoke machine on.
Yeah. Roller World?
Yeah.
You boys are in Roller World.
Hell yeah.
I love Roller World.
That also means
Right.
that I will now have to, if I go in any straight line, I have to run into a wall to stop myself.
You sort of hear all these, like, all of a sudden, all these twigs snapping. And then you see, like, this ghostly figure just, like, up in this tree. Sort of like, you just hear these vines and twigs snapping, and you see this, like this medium humanoid sort of figure, the outline of it. This dark figure standing in one of the trees. This, like, 40-foot tree just up there. Looks like he got up there with ease. You can't really make out what it is, who it is. Just all these, like, jagged silhouette of this man.
Looks gnarly.
Who summons me?
I suppose I would have to do my best brother auto impression now.
What are you doing in my forest?
I'm here to give you your medicine, Viner Man.
Now, please do tell your disguise. How can I see through that?
Ooh, that is a good question. Let me just bring up the the spell description. Horror as disguise self, because I'm pretty sure it's a investigation check.
Check that shit in the chat. I want to see. You don't have to.
I don't actually have
Yeah.
it written down. I'll see if it's
Is it on
actually-
your character sheet?
Well, I think the no, it's just the Eldritch Invocation was just can cast this as at will. Doesn't hold up to physical inspection. To discern that you are disguised, a creature can use their action to inspect your appearance and must succeed at intelligence investigation check against my spell save DC.
So he's got to do an investigation check.
Yeah, he would have to do an investigation check against me.
Okay.
Here, I will see if I cannot do this real quick so I can get it for you guys. Oops, that was me, right? That was me summoning myself twice. I clicked and dragged when I shouldn't have.
Alright, I'm gonna pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Right. Is that intelligence or wisdom?
Boom, there you go. No, they have to roll investigation, which is intelligence.
Yeah, yeah.
And my spell save DC is 13, I believe? Yeah, 13.
I was going to say 43 is a bit high.
Hey?
Where did you get 43 from?
Sorry.
I thought you said 4, 3. Team.
No.
Well, that helps. Not sure if you guys heard me before. So that's what I can use.
So, should we carry on or wait for Din?
Probably
It-
wait for
it-
Din.
He was just going for a piss.
But yeah, I also
um,
put the spell in, like, the spell's in chat now if you want to read it.
Ooh.
I should know it because I used it for the green hag.
I don't know, because I wasn't there.
Call someone?
Was that okay?
Did anything happen?
No, we were waiting for you to come back.
Thank you. I was thinking I should have said I empower Hector to control my character for 5 minutes. But let's do it.
So this figure, you can sort of like see him dart his head around. You can sort of see him, and he's looking around, checking out everything. He's looks like directly at you, Revan, and then he just like sort of like gets up a bit, and then he just goes like this. Shoo! Vines fling out of his hands. You see him just like swing himself over to here.
Man,
Brother-
he's like,
Brother
Okay, no.
Otto, why do you bring these men to my forest?
The forest is dangerous at the moment. I needed help and protection
From who?
from whatever is summoning these dark spores.
Where are you heading?
Oh, I came to give you your medicine, and then I was heading back to the other brothers.
I don't need my medicine.
Now, boy, don't be like that. You know you don't act well when you're not on your medication.
He sort of like rears up in the tree and then just like jumps down. Doof! And you can sort of see him clearly. And yeah, he's like medium. He's probably about the same size as you, Revan, but his like skin is just super just like fucked up with vines, and they're growing all over him. And all over his arms. It's just like interwoven through all of his limbs. And he's got like vine dreadlocks and just a fucked up face, and his eyes are just all like warped and shit. And he sort of just like rears up, sort of like staunching you sort of thing. He's like, I don't need my medicine. And you can sense a bit of aggression in his voice.
Now, we're not here to cause any trouble. We just came to give you the medicine like we always do. Why don't you calm down and we can have some mushrooms together?
He sort of just like looks at you and he reaches for his back and he just pulls out this huge, massive, like it's like a massive greatsword, but it looks like it's made out of like a bark or a just like jaggedy wood.
Now, let's not get hasty there. We don't
And he
fight.
says-
We're here to understand the universe.
And he's just like, you and your men have been poisoning me for years, and that is why I feel this way.
Poison? No, my boy. We don't poison things.
The black spores are your fault.
Don't be preposterous, lad. Those spores have nothing to do with us.
Roll a charisma check. Persuasion check, sorry.
Persuasion. Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, oh no.
Do you want to say that again? Very good mind fire persuasion.
You've sort of been talking, and he's not really paying attention to you. He's just sort of like looking through you, and he's just super fucking mad. And he's just like takes his greatsword, and then he like puts it up in the air, and he puts it down on his back. He says, "I suggest you leave now."
But please, boy, we need your help with this. These spores, we need them to be gone.
And then he like jumps back up into the tree that he was in.
You know, at some point I was hoping there was going to be a spell involved that was going to calm him.
He's 10 feet out of where I can cast it.
What do you want me to do about it?
Me?
Now, boy, come back down here and we'll talk about this. There's no need to get all flustered. I take a step forward as I say that.
Why should I listen to you? You bring all your men here
These
to
men are
my
not,
forest and try to poison me.
these men are nothing
I
but protection.
suggest you leave.
Now, boy. There's no need to get aggressive with us. We're just here to help. Now, you come down here and you take your medicine. You know what's good for you. You listen to me.
I ready my paralysis arrow.
I've lived long enough to know that you should respect your elders, boy.
So have you knocked your arrow? Sephirinus, talk up.
You got yourself muted.
I have a
Bloody-
charm spell.
yay!
Oh, hello.
I've been saying it. That's like the 6th time I've said it.
Yeah, none of us have
Sorry.
heard you. You've
Sorry.
I've
muted.
heard it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yeah.
do now. So for the 7th time, tell us what you were trying to say.
I said I have a charm spell.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
The problem is,
How
is
far does your charm
you
spell
can't-
reach?
we
How
can't
do
really
I
have a
check that?
discussion, or the dude
It
can
should
hear
say
us.
in the spell's description.
Hang
So
on.
you got to kind of decide for yourself if you want to use it.
And also,
Yeah,
what's
Din,
the...
have you knocked your arrow?
It says 30 feet.
Oh, that's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're
Sorry,
in the
what?
same situation I'm in.
So in saying that, because she was trying to tell us before but couldn't, when he was on the ground, would have he been within range of your spell?
No, because she said 30 feet and he's been at least 45 away from her.
Okay, well, never mind then.
Sorry, what were you
Nicole,
saying?
I hear you again.
I'm
He's
going to
asking
look up
you
if
if you
you
knocked an arrow.
Yeah, I readied an arrow.
Ready
Ready
now.
to
I got the
paralysis.
javelin ready. I got the paralysis javelin ready.
I still have my spell ready to go.
So did
I'm gonna
he
throw
did
it.
he respond to my attempts at antagonization?
No, he's pretty much still trying to persuade him, but he doesn't really want to listen to you. He's being very naughty. He's not listening to you.
Start moving
Can-
towards me.
Can I
I
can I try to
Was it-
use my authority voice and try to, not necessarily persuade, but like more of like
Are
a
you-
get down here right now, you little whippersnapper.
If you want to disappointed father him, then by all means, go ahead.
Okay, what do I roll for disappointed father?
Ooh.
Intimidation.
Passive aggression.
Roll your passive aggressive check. No, intimidation.
Okay, intimidation. Better.
Step in the right direction.
He just like lets out one more like vine and just swings down to about here. And just pulls out his sword.
My bias.
Yep.
I want to, if the spell fails, I want to ready my arrow to fire the second I think that he's not calm.
So yes, this save a DC 13 Wisdom check.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not a charisma saving throw?
Wait. Yes, charisma. Sorry.
Charisma save.
Yeah.
Charisma save!
Charisma save me!
What's it got to beat?
13.
Oh, he does not beat that.
Hey.
He's pulled out his sword. He's sort of like storming over towards old Revan here, who he thinks is brother Otto.
Did you want me
So,
to-
it fails the saving throw, so you get to choose one of the following two effects.
Hold on. Revan, you also got to technically do it.
It says of your choosing. Oh, doesn't it? Or is it just 20-foot spear? He wasn't 20 feet away from me, was he?
Nah, he was like here. I sort of just moved him just for
Oh,
fun.
okay. Yeah, he
That's
wasn't
right,
20
let's keep him
I
here.
was further than 20 feet away from him.
Yeah,
Alright.
but
Let's
Here
all
we go.
measure it. Let's all measure it.
There we go.
Let's all
Oh,
measure it.
Charisma save.
Just to be sure.
I did not save.
Alright,
No, it's okay.
come
No, so it was nowhere near Revan. Yeah. So what does it do?
on. So he's each humanoid. If a creature fails a saving throw, choose one of the following two effects. You can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. Alternatively, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile towards.
Yep.
So it's indifferent to all of us now.
He's indifferent to all of you. He's sort of like, you know, he doesn't seem hostile towards you.
That does mean though that he's not inclined to do anything for us.
No, but it does mean that we have more of a chance to deal with him now.
It does mean he's not going
Yeah.
to outright attack us.
I do feel like you sold this as him being completely charmed and doing whatever you said
Tommy.
there.
Um, So he's basically pulled out his sword and he's sort of keeping it down his side because it isn't raised, it isn't sheathed. He feels indifferent and he walks up to Revan and he stands about here.
So now, my boy, are you ready to take your medicine?
I'll be back, guys. Sorry.
And he basically repeats himself and says he wishes you to leave. He doesn't want to hurt you or anybody. He just wishes to go about his business.
Well, we will
Please
leave
try and
one.
creep up to him and then try and cast the charm spell.
Roll stealth check.
Do that. You half things are so selfish.
Well, I mean, he's indifferent. You can just walk up to him.
Beginning.
Yeah, he's not going to drink something just because he's
Sorry,
indifferent.
guys. I gotta go.
Oh.
Go where?
See ya.
Family emergency by the sound of it. So
Oh, thanks.
You're good?
yeah, I think I don't know. I've just been told I gotta go to my sister's, so I'll maybe be back later. But yeah.
Yeah, keep us
Alright.
posted, dude. If anything serious happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll catch
hope
you
you're
later.
alright.
Alright, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Good luck. Is it just a normal roll?
Stealth
Stealth.
check.
Stealth
So-
one.
On your
Oh.
character sheet, there is in your skills there is stealth.
I know, I clicked that.
Does it then give you an option like in the game window saying like normal roll, advantage roll,
Yeah.
or anything? Yeah, so click make it just a normal roll.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, where'd she go? Fuck.
Alright,
Do remember with the spell that if
So-
you harm him, he will become hostile again.
So basically, you sneak up. You've got 30 feet of movement. But he doesn't notice you at all. You basically, he's too focused on Brother Auto in front of him.
Now. So, what were you saying, Todd? That
If
should
you
I?
harm him, the spell ends.
Correct. So, do you want me to try and charm him first, and we try and get him to drink without harming? That was my idea.
Can I?
So okay. So if
Yeah, well, I basically want to. I want to stealth if I can. A little bit closer.
So if Sephirinus does cast this spell and it works, he will regard us as friendly.
Me.
Therefore, he will be inclined to take the potion. If it
Yeah,
fails,
or
it
at
will
least
most
it might
likely
be.
break Hector's spell, though.
Well, that's fine. If the Hector spell is done what we hoped it would, and it's in range for everybody now. So
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah.
go forward.
So,
We
yeah,
can't
we
talk about
can-
it too much again
Wait.
because like none of us can actually have a conversation with this guy standing right in front of us. So
Well,
it's kind
he-
of up to people to decide what they want.
He just doesn't regard us as hostile. He still wants us out, and he doesn't
Hector
know.
rolls stealth check.
You want-
He doesn't know any of you guys. So the closer you get, the more
Yeah,
likelihood
and the
it's
longer
not going to
talk
work.
Hold on.
about it instead
Let's
of doing
go
stuff.
one. Let's go one at a time. Have you moved there, Hector?
Yeah.
Can you
Would
do
the spell mean that the
acrobatics
thing-
check
Well,
to get down from the tree?
okay. Well, before you guys do anything, can you at least let Sephirinus do what she wanted?
Yeah, but we're getting into place first. So if it all goes tits up, then we can.
First, I need Hector to do a acrobatics check to get down from the tree.
Yeah, all right. Give me a second. Ah, fuck matters.
And face plant.
Roll a 1d4.
One.
You jump out of this tree and you hit on your ankle badly, and you just twist it, and you're like, oh fuck, and deal yourself 1 damage.
Oh my god, you got a crit one.
All right. So Hector and Thorag, are you sneaking up?
Indifferent.
Yeah. So if he's even different, then I'm just going to walk up.
Yep.
But I have my hand axe in hand, ready to roll, ready to throw.
Alright. He sort of peers out of his eyes, sees that you've got your there, and he sees Hector, and both you, Hector and Thorag come up. He's sort of like standing there suspicious. He's still got his great sword in his hand.
Yep.
And he's looking Brother Auto in the eye.
We need to work a bit harder to get him on our side.
Have you cast your charm spell yet, Sabrina?
No.
No,
but
because
you guys
everybody
will-
interrupted.
Do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we're
what I'm
getting
waiting
there.
for.
Okay. So here it goes.
the other thing is, I meant to say, sorry, we can't talk about stuff like what we're going to do when we're in a situation like this, because like you couldn't have a conversation in this situation in real life. Because you kind of got to decide for yourself if you
The
want to
only
do
reason that I said that to Thorag was because Thorag and I were both near each other, so we could technically say things.
So you
Yeah,
did say it
yeah,
out
yeah.
loud.
You could whisper it. No, that's me out of character saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
no,
saying, but
that's why-
if
that's
Hector
why I like that.
actually said that, then I would have to be forced to roll a perception check to see if he heard it.
Yeah, for sure.
My bad.
Yeah, you could say you're going to whisper it. You probably have to roll self, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a whole shebang.
Yeah.
People just got to be like ready to just do stuff.
Whoa, which one's perception, man? Wisdom?
Yeah, they have to make it. So she attempts to charm a humanoid. They have to make a wisdom saving throw. We're not fighting them, so it's not at an advantage. If they fail, the charm person, they are charmed until the spell ends. You and your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows that you have charmed it. So yeah.
Hey?
What's your spell save DC, Sephirinus? I'm feeling like she's asking me what
sorry,
that
we can't
is, and
hear
I
you.
can't hear you.
Nicole, you're muted again.
Sorry, I'm not. But
You're good now. We can hear you now.
yeah. So I click on wisdom.
No. You don't have to roll anything.
Oh,
What is
But
your
you
DC?
need to tell us what your spell DC is. It's at the top of your spells page.
all right.
Damn, should be able to see that then.
Potentially, but he's probably got like
Spell page.
80,000.
Oh, 13.
So the Viner
Why
Man
is everyone-
has to make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 13.
Okay, so if he fails, then he's
If he fails,
regards
fails,
you guys as friendly.
Yeah.
And if he passes, then what? It just doesn't affect him.
yeah, he just shrugs it off.
Okay. So he basically continues to walk up to Brother Otto. He sort of has his head lowered, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry. This isn't me."
That's okay, my boy. Hector, give me the potion.
I give the potion.
I then hand the potion to the Viner Man and say, "Please take this, and you will be yourself."
And he just sort of like lunges forward to you, and he's still got like his sword in his hand, but he's sort of dragging it, and he just puts one arm around you and hugs you.
I hug him back.
And he says, "I'm so sorry," and he's sort of like crying a little bit, and he puts his hand and he's like patting you on the back, and he just goes up to grab your head, as sort of like a kind gesture.
Question.
He
before-
feels
do you
on
feel-
his fingers something up by your head, and you feel him fall forward or up like this, and you can feel him feeling your horn, and he takes a step back, and he throws the potion on the ground.
Oh, let's kill him.
All right.
Everywhere on the floor, it just bubbles into the ground,
Too
and he
bad
just
it's-
draws up his great sword like
Oh,
this. Roll for initiative.
I take it. He didn't.
Hey,
He didn't get charmed.
No, he did not get charmed.
Oh damn!
Dang.
Oh, hold on, let me bring this little bad boy up. Oh, yep.
I had prepared an action saying when I think he's not charmed to let go of the paralyzing thing.
I knew you knocked it. Did you go to attack it?
Yeah, I did say that I was gonna, if I think he's not
Hey,
charmed, that I'm gonna
Richland's
let loose a paralyzing arrow.
Yep, cool.
Why is mine not fucking coming?
Do you want me to wait till my turn, or do you?
No, that's okay. I believe you would do that. How far away are you? 20 foot.
I'm pretty close. I'm actually almost so close that I have disadvantage.
20 foot. You can barely make out his shadow as the fog is still around, and you get throw with disadvantage.
Okay.
Hold on, I need some cool music now.
Ba-ba-ba-bum,
Dun, dun.
ba-ba-ba-bum.
Random encounter. This isn't a random encounter. This is a battle.
This is epic encounter music time.
Oh,
That's still not that bad.
That's better. That's better. All right, hold on. Let me see this attack. Right, you attack with disadvantage. So that's a 17.
Should Richland also roll initiative, seeing as he's here now?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, he's two.
Yep.
What? You guys knew Richland was up in the tree the whole time.
Bum bum bum.
fucking shifty daddy.
Couldn't even see him.
He was in the tree that the Viner Man was in the entire time.
Up here on a lower branch. Hi there, boys.
Oh, Mr. Doherty, when did you start playing D&D?
Me
Sorry,
name is
when did you
Richland,
last
and
go?
I'm here to fuck shit up.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know why. Anytime I hear somebody try to do a Scottish accent, I just think of freaking Willie from The Simpsons.
All right.
All right. So
Grease me up, woman.
Din lets loose his Let me see. So, Din lets loose his first arrow that he had ready that had a paralyzing agent on it. It hits him. Roll for damage.
Not freeze for damage, roll for damage.
Yeah, okay. It just cut out for me for a second. Oh, noise.
Nice.
Max damage.
Right. You basically take a shot and you hit him in the hand that isn't holding his great axe, and he takes 12 damage. You can see his hand go just limp, just a little bit, and he sort of like loses control. He throws it up, and just like launches another vine, and he just launches himself into this tree here.
You know all the Spider-Man stuff that he's got going on.
And then all of a sudden he just sort of like, holds his hands up like this and just grabs onto the branch, and then just you feel this like rumbling sort of thing, and all these vines start seeping out from the edges of the forest, just like bog fucking thorny vines. In just a second. All the vine. Oh. This one. Oh, you see those vines there?
I just saw the area get smaller, that's all.
Yeah. So you see that like green area?
Oh,
The
yeah.
white one?
Yeah.
That's all vines, thorny vines, all this. They're about 10 foot high. Richelin's safe in the tree. They haven't done anything just yet, but yeah, these vines are sort of like closing in.
So we are trapped AF.
They're pretty thick. They're like, oh, big thick vines.
So they're dummy shit.
Richelin, you're up, bro. You've popped out of this fucking tree. No one saw ya. The old Viner man was standing on top of you and he didn't even see ya.
Literally
Naruto
on top of
wall
you.
Trick. I have no idea what's going on.
Kill this guy.
Kill this guy.
Don't kill
Alright.
this guy.
Oh, well, you know.
Oh well. Too late. I heard
Main
somebody
this
say
guy.
it, so I'm gonna pull my short bow out and take a shot at him.
Yep.
Yo, 20.
Ye old 20. That hits. Roll for damage.
2 20s in a row. 8.
Yep, so you just smack him and just hit him straight in the chest. And these sort of like vine bits come out of him and just grabs this arrow and snaps it in half.
Alright.
But it does look like it dealt him damage.
I'm just gonna stay where I am, and that'll be me. End my turn.
Alright.
Just while you're there, Richland, you can see these vines. The vines are sort of like surrounding you. No, that's fine. I'm
I
happy.
might go out on the branch then.
No. Oh, if you want to go out on a branch, that's fine. But yeah, the vines are staying about 10 foot high. Set, happy,
Yep, happy. All done.
Din.
Does he seem paralyzed at all?
It looks like it did something, but his arm sort of went like a bit droopy. But then yeah, he shot up the vine out of that hand, and then got up into that tree.
Okay, so maybe, but like he's just too big. That was about all I had.
Well,
I
I
guess
suppose
I'm
now
good.
is the healing arrows time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull out one of my prepared medicine arrows.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, I guess, walk out to the end of this branch. You know, to a safe place for an elf to stand.
Yep.
And I'm gonna cast Ensnaring Strike. And then I'm gonna this an arrow. Advantage, correct? Or can I see him because he's up in a tree?
Disadvantage when you're shooting. You can sort of see an outline, but yeah.
Is the fog as high as the trees, is it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Sorry, I should have made Richland shoot with disadvantage. He got lucky because he's
so
been watching
sneaky.
the whole thing. He's so sneaky and very perceptive.
I'm in the tree above the fog.
No, the fog is covering the whole thing. It's up to the tree canopy.
Fair
Yep.
enough.
Yes, that successfully hits. Was
Cool.
this with a healing?
Yeah, that's with the healing arrow.
Yep.
With the
Alright.
medicine arrow.
Where were you aiming?
In the body.
Well, it hits his body. Roll for damage.
In the I'm aiming for a body. Core
Anybody.
shot as you do.
Yeah, so boosts, you like hit him with this arrow, and it goes into him, but instead of like the vine snapping and all that, it just sort of like starts like bubbling, and all these green vines start glowing a little bit. And the arrow stays there.
Nice. Does do vines shoot out of the arrow to hold him down, or would that just I don't know? I used ensnaring strike as well. He's got to do it.
Yeah, you did. Succeed in a strength check.
Strength
Against
saving
my
throw.
DC is 13.
Strength save.
Sorry, my spell save DC is only 11. My bad.
11. Yeah, well, the vines come out of the arrow and just attach him to this tree.
Great.
And yeah, he's just sort of like stuck there, sort of thing.
Cool.
So he's restrained in a tree.
Yeah, so he's up the top and in a branch.
Ah.
But the
Sorry,
main
gang.
trunk, he's sort of like attacked. He's attached up there in this tree.
Really hope you were about to say he fell out of the tree.
We're just gonna have to chop the tree down now.
This is a ensnaring strike, no, they hit someone over and then ensnare them 10 seconds later strike.
I don't know. There might be a time
That's a
delay
completely
on
different
arrow payload, I don't know.
Can I without using an action just put my hand up and be like my bad?
Yes, you can do that.
I say that. All right. That's my turn. I've run out of things that I am able to do.
Alright. Ribbon. Or Brother Auto.
Brother. Yes, damn you, find a man, come back here. And I guess
You're like-
I hobble closer to him.
I hobble at a speed of 30 feet per second.
Yes.
He's sort of
It's a
sort of
fast hobble.
thrashing there, trying to fight
30
his way out
feet
of
a
these
second,
vines.
that's a pretty quick hobble.
Basically, Vince, what's his name from fucking WWE?
So
Vince McMahon.
with the whole vine situation, it doesn't look like they're repairing him, does it? It just he is taking damage. Yeah.
Yeah. So he looks like you guys have been hurting him. The arrow that had that ointment on it that was meant to cure him of his wildness or whatever, like sedate him, is just glowing. It's like glowing a brighter green than he actually is. It doesn't look like it's healing him. He's still sort of like struggling in the vines up in that tree.
Right. Well, all I'm going to do, because we're still trying to save the poor bastard, I will prepare an Eldritch Blast to fire on his... If he makes an aggressive move towards one of us, I will fire the Eldritch Blast. But otherwise, I am holding my action for Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep. I still look like Brother
Okay.
Auto. I still look like Brother Auto.
Okay. Hector, your turn.
So, is the fog making light? Is okay? So, for example, can we see the fire? Can in theory can Thorake see the fire that's still burning?
No. So the fire is sort of like burnt out. It's like embers at the moment.
Okay. So, for example, if I was to put a light spell on the Viner Man, so the Viner Man shone brightly,
Mhm.
would they be able to see him more clearly?
Depends what the spell does.
The cantrip, light,
So sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for
Okay.
an additional 20 feet.
Yep. Okay.
It's-
So.
Its range is touch, so you'd have to get up there.
yeah.
You kind of have to get up there
Get up
anyway,
there, son.
frankly.
Just
Well,
surely you'll be able to just touch the tree.
You always cut
he
the
would
tree
light
down.
up the tree. It's essentially he lights whatever he touches.
Yeah, but then he
Christmas
can
tree.
yell out to everybody everybody saying, "Yeah, like he's in the tree."
Well, you'd be able to see him
We
from
know
the
that.
tree's light. All right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So where were you?
I was here.
Mhm.
So I walk up to the tree and I cast light on the tree.
Light on the tree.
Yep.
Yeah. Sure.
So now the tree is illuminated.
Well, you know what? No.
The tree is illuminated. Everyone within a 20-foot radius of that tree can see that tree very brightly. And everyone 40 foot away can make it out. It's a tree. They can see that tree through the fog if they're 40 foot away from the tree.
I like that tree. That is a nice tree.
It's a
Richland
very
can't
good-
see the tree. He's still too far away.
Oh,
However, the guy with the throwing axe can see the tree.
Yes, absolutely. If he was going to throw his axe at that tree from 40 foot away, he would see it.
chop it down in a single throw.
The tree specifically, and nothing but the tree. All our fight is now tree.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy kind of looks like a tree anyway.
Is that
That
your
is also
turn,
true.
Hector?
Yeah, it's my turn.
There's a very small 10-foot tree.
Nice.
So, this the Vine dude, the Viner Man as you know him, he sort of
Viner
like
Man.
sees the tree that he's on is glowing. And he's still thrashing around and all these vines are glowing as well because it's connected to the tree. And he rolls a strength save. Oh, why am I going to change map? I don't want that.
And he changes the map.
He rips the branches off so thoroughly we actually change worlds.
Basically, do a Witcher 3.
Vinaman, the world breaker.
Is a strength save against these vines?
It's against my spell save.
Yeah, but he's rolling a strength. Yep, so what's your spell
Yeah.
save?
11.
11. Yeah, so he's just like thrashing around and he rips them all off. But only barely.
He also takes 1d6 damage at the start of his turn.
Does he take the 1d6 from his spell?
He takes
Does he just
1d6 regardless, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
from,
do
it's
I
from
roll
the
that or do
ensnaring
you roll
strike.
that? How about you roll that? That's your attack.
I'll roll it if you like.
Yeah, you roll it.
You roll.
I guess it doesn't matter that much who rolls it.
Turn this music down. It's making me shout. Tyler's just getting upset. Right. He starts ripping and thrashing around, and he sort of
Why
like
do I hear
starts
boss
fighting
battle
off all
music?
these vines, and he just rips them. But it looks like it took a bit out of him. He's got his great sword, and he just like jumps down out of the tree. And as he's jumping, he just like does a massive like swings his great sword at Hector.
Wait, does he have 2 actions?
Hey,
Isn't escaping
You don't
an
know.
action? From his spell to take an action to escape it?
he has as many actions as he wants. This is Viner Man we're talking about.
Well, does my Eldritch Blast go off?
When did you have it?
I prepared it
Yeah, it
when he
doesn't
took any
take
aggressive movements against us.
He's mid-air, taking a swipe at Hector.
Would I register that as an aggressive movement?
You're Revan.
Yes, I
Roll
register
it.
that as aggression. I fire my
All
Eldritch
right.
Blast.
Hit him with
And
Eldritch
you can
Blast.
see it because the tree's
Am I
illuminated.
at disadvantage?
Oh, you're pretty close.
How far away are you?
Be like
Let's say
uh,
let's say he's here for jumping out
15
of tree's
feet.
sake. Yeah, that's not disadvantage.
Normal roll.
Oh god.
And the shit rolls continue.
Is that
I
is that,
leave up the tree and everything.
That's a
is that
9.
damage?
Nine.
Did you roll damage?
No, that is my roll to attack. It's
You just
smoky in
blast-
here.
You just like sent out an Eldritch blast and it goes in between him and Hector and it just blasts
I
the
shoot at
tree.
the glowing tree.
Yeah. And so you see, and Thorax sees this like shimmering, shaking tree, but he lands down. Lets out a big greatsword swipe at Hector. I don't know why I rolled it again. I previously rolled it and it got a nat 20.
Oh shit.
Anyway, let's go with the second roll. It rolled a nat 19.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, let's go with
Yeah,
that.
hits you, just stabs you. 12 piercing damage.
Jesus.
And he lets up his hand vine go, shoof. And then he flies up into this tree here, up onto this branch.
Oh, Jesus
Ah.
Christ.
And as this happens, the vines start creaking and groaning. And the vines edge closer.
Are they centered on him or the center of the map?
Sorry?
Is the
The center
vines
of the
like
map.
shrinking towards him or just like to the center of like where the stump
To
is?
the center of the map.
Oh, okay.
So he's up in the tree and these vines are like creaking and groaning forward and lurching slowly forward. And he just sits there and he's got his greatsword above his head and he's sort of like sitting up on this branch like a Vinaman would, looking at you.
Vinaman does whatever a Vinaman can.
And that's his turn.
Saphira, it's your turn.
Gone.
Too much without actually causing a lot of damage. Most of my spells are.
Well, to be fair, we don't know how much punishment he can take. But we do need 2 more people to hit him with some
Stealthily.
Healy Jujus.
The only people that have the Healy Jews are Balthazar, who's currently AWOL, Thorak, and Din.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Balthazar fell asleep under the tree.
He is so high right now.
Those fucking mushrooms.
Hey, Saphira, how about you
Nice.
take Balthazar's javelins off him?
Out of his unwilling hands.
He's asleep. He doesn't care.
You
It's
don't know
Balthazar. He's probably
Potion.
like hugging them in his sleep.
Killed up with your javelin.
Can I
as you
try and
do.
stealthily move closer? So that's what I want to do because I'm too far.
Yes, you can if you want. Yep.
Did we see where he went?
Yeah, he's
Who?
here.
Fine, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's right here. He's up in the tree.
I thought we
You kind
couldn't
of see his
see him.
silhouette.
You can see a silhouette.
Okay, cool.
So
And
like
the glowing tree.
you know his general area, but say if you were going to shoot something at him, you might be at a disadvantage.
You might feel like you're kind of disadvantaged while shooting.
Okay, cool.
And then you're looking in front of you, and you can only barely make out things 15 feet in front of you. You know.
Okay.
See that? How far am I allowed to move? In my turn?
What's your movement
30.
speed? Top of your core character page, it will say speed.
You can also
You're
check
up halfling, so it's either
20,
25.
25.
Yeah,
Yep, 5.
yeah. So you can move 25 feet.
I think you can also check the dash action to move an extra 25.
Okay, well that's not going to help very much.
No,
Right.
it doesn't. It just helps you move faster.
Okay, I will just move 25 then. And that can be my turn because I can't do anything else.
Do you have any cantrips that are not lethal?
No.
Nope.
Most cantrips that aren't lethal aren't worth using in combat.
Yeah, what
Oh,
about illuminate object?
All of the
I
healing
have-
dancing
cantrips.
I have
lights.
one defense cantrip that I could use. But
Use that then.
it, I'll just put it in the comments.
Blade Ward. You extend your hand and trace a sigil in the air. Warding there until the next turn. You have
And
resistance
until
against
the next
bludgeoning,
turn.
piercing, slashing damage. Yeah. So if you do that, it just means that if you take any bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage, it's half.
Okay, so I'll use
Yeah.
that one.
It's better than nothing at the moment.
Yeah, doesn't hurt.
Okay, so I'll use that one. And do I need to do anything for that?
No,
No,
you
that's
just do it.
fine.
Alright.
You just
You're
do
just
this.
doing it.
Healing. Oh, defense.
Choo, choo,
The
choo.
person is crucial. That's it.
Ninja.
Yeah, you do it heaps better. Alright, so that's your turn. Moving on, Thorak.
Cool. Well, I am.
I point to where he went. He went that way.
We'll put it this way. So far, you can tell someone to illuminate a tree.
Rightio. Well, I saw him walk this way, so I'll fly off to this way.
He flipped that way.
Thinking.
That's accurate.
He yeeted himself in that direction.
He yeeted him. Yes. I'm thinking I might set him on fire. Let's cast.
I like to think every time he like moves, he does like the
We're
Spider-Man.
trying to
flip.
save this man. Hold up, I'll set him on fire.
He does, he goes like this.
Yeah, but we need to like
Yes.
incapacitate him. We need to at least incapacitate him first.
What if we set the vines on fire?
I'll incapacitate him as a cinder.
Yeah, why not?
Hey man, have you ever
Um,
seen a cinder move? They're pretty
Fire.
incapacitated.
Oh, I don't know.
The
Magic
Burning
missile or
Next
fireball? Which one? Which
Phase
one?
2, the Burning Man cometh.
The burning man cometh.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop firebolt on this motherfucker.
Yep.
Funk Soul Brother.
Check it out now.
Out now.
Firebolt,
That's it.
brother. Right about now.
Just normal roll or is it disadvantaged? Sorry.
If it's a ranged attack, it's a disadvantage.
Son of a bitch.
Better than any of
13.
my rolls.
So you start like casting like all these firebolts, and they just start like hitting this tree that's just behind him. The whole tree just bursts up into flames.
What
hold
about
on,
all the
let me see.
vines?
See if I can do some Q here.
Does that cast the...
Jesus.
Oh!
Oh!
Hold on,
Does
we'll get rid
that
of
cast
these
the
auras.
Blind Man in relief?
Wait, are we now in the smoke?
You're hallucinating
No,
now.
there's just there's another cloud of smoke on top of the cloud of smoke.
No. There's another vines on top of vines.
trees on fire.
Oh,
Whoa!
Jesus.
This tree's on fire, and he just like jumps down, and he's got his great sword in his hand.
Thorak,
Can
when
we
we're done with
see
this,
him-
we need to talk about your pyromancy skills.
Can we see him better?
Doesn't hit him.
So
You
we
can see.
now that the tree's on fire?
No, you can see a bit more of a silhouette, but I wouldn't say it's an advantage or anything.
Damn it, it's
not
another
like a
tree.
plastic.
Would you say it's not a disadvantage?
I would not say it's not a disadvantage.
No.
I would pose the argument that because there's
Sorry,
a
guys,
massive
that's right.
source of light standing right behind it, we'd have a better chance of seeing him.
I'd say if you're shining fog in the it's shining light in distance while it's foggy, it would actually be harder to see anything.
Yeah. All I know
Fuck
is
you,
behind me
fuck you
there's a
with your
really
young
bright tree. In front of me there's a
Double
really bright tree.
disadvantage. So at the moment, everybody can see these two glowing trees, and if glowing trees were the objective, you guys would be killing it.
Yeah, no, I've
This
done
is
my
what I've
share
done.
of midnight driving in Tassie, so I know what it's like having your high beams on in fog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a white
I
wall.
just love how Thorek and I have like similar end goals.
Thorek, is that
and
your
we
turn?
work both to achieve them.
I would also. I'm just going to move probably a little bit further into the middle.
Yep.
Okay. Here. Oh, got a winged fucking beast in here now. Just make him a character.
You
Should
could be like your pirate.
Oh, I thought you were calling your
Whoa!
girlfriend a winged beast. I didn't
No,
realize she had a
yeah.
I was
bird.
calling Grace a winged beast.
I didn't realize she had a bird on her shoulder.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I thought you were talking about her as well.
no. A pink chicken in the room.
Ah,
Yeah, no, cool. I'll just move there.
Did nobody see the cat before?
I did.
Thanks, Trevor.
It was adorable.
I didn't see it. I'm too busy. Stuff. Richelin is up in a tree that is not on
Oh.
fire or bright. Currently
Are the
surrounded
vines
with a
becoming a problem?
bunch of vines trying to climb their way up this tree, but they're sitting about 10 foot still.
Well,
Shit.
Shit, fuck you, is the answer.
yeah. So, how high up in the tree are we?
That
Let's say
tree
this
is
branch.
about 30 foot.
Oh shit.
Good luck jumping out of that.
That's
So
what?
you are
5 meters?
the vertical equivalent of Balthazar. High as fuck.
Let me think.
Do a flip.
Yeah, I'm thinking it.
A
Seriously
barrel
thinking
roll.
it. I'm gonna run along this branch and I'm gonna jump off into the safe zone.
Alright, do an acrobatics check.
Safe zone.
Acrobatics. Nope.
Ooh.
Keela, inside.
That's a natural one.
That's still higher than what I've been rolling, I feel like.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's a natural one.
Oh, no.
Richland's dead.
I think
Sorry,
Nice
I
guy.
had to stop the dog from barking. What happened?
He rolled a nat 1.
he,
Oh
he fell on
god.
his face.
So you start running along the tree branch, 30 foot high, and you
it's
just
not-
you just slip, and you completely fall, and you don't land there. You land in here.
Ooh.
I'll roll 3d4.
Oh, Jesus.
Worth a shot.
That's pretty rough, but you know, he did land in a huge wall of thorns.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a magic card.
It is a magic card.
It's also a spell, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's not Wall of Thorns. Wall of Something's a spell.
Probably, oh, it's for you,
Wait, no,
guys.
it's not. It's not. There's more
Wish
Tanglecore.
Yo.
Roll a 3d4.
Oh, I thought you were doing it. My bad.
No, you do it.
You hurt yourself,
tell
you can
me.
roll the damage.
Yeah, you tell me how bad you landed.
About a
So you
5.
You slip and you basically bounce off a few branches on the way down. You just like fall and you're in these thorns and just all of them are prickling into your body and just blood gushing out everywhere, sort of thing. Like not heaps, but like there's thousands of thorns in your skin at the moment.
It's like
You
acupuncture, but
take
bad.
five damage. If anything, the thorns have cushioned your blow, but you can't even see any of the guys now. You're trapped in this wall of thorns, and you are struggling to move.
Can I use the rest of my movement to get out?
So let's say, well, you've got your full 30. Moving through that is half speed,
Oh, that's the okay.
So,
and roll a strength check while you do it.
so
And no, in a swamp. No, we're in a forest that has a wall of thorns encroaching on
oh,
us.
that's the same.
Yeah,
My
sweet.
bad.
So you sort of fight through these thorns.
Tree on fire.
You're still struggling, but you move out at half speed.
So that's
I mean, I was aiming for
5, 10. That's 30.
heal.
I'll use
Yeah, he was standing.
the bonus action to move another 30 feet or 35.
Bonus 35.
No, 30.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll allow it.
there.
The DM says, you may live.
And I suppose I've still got my action, so I can take a shot at that guy.
Hmm?
Do rogues get to use their second movement as a bonus action?
Yeah.
Yep.
They get to
Oh, they
dash.
do.
They get to dash or disengage as a bonus.
Freaking rogues, the bane of my existence, Doherty. I mean, Richland. All right, I'll allow it because it's the rules.
You win this time, rogue.
Oh wait, that should.
They won't believe me. Oh my
That's
god.
not a crit because it's
Fucking
at disadvantage.
thing.
Sorry.
I said I just rolled
No, I
normal,
can't
so
roll
I'm
it.
guessing you want me to roll again.
Roll again. Yeah.
Damn.
So can someone tell me what happened in the
21.
last like 20 seconds? Like, why is Richland like next to Thorak?
Because
Because he jumped out of the
rogues.
tree.
Right.
He used
Yep.
his movement. He used his bonus action to dash, and now he's there.
So he passed the
I
strength
thought-
check to the vines.
I
Yeah.
thought dash was a regular action.
No, for
Hey?
for rogues, they get dash and disengage as a bonus action after level 2, I think it is.
That's fucked.
Is fucked. I'm
Monks
gonna have
get,
to put cement boots on Richland or something.
monks get it as a key action.
Yeah, monks have got the similar stuff, but you really pay for it as a monk. You don't really choose your moment.
To be fair, there's a very easy way to get around all that. Just
Yep.
give all the bad
No,
guys
that's-
Sentinel.
No, that's I'm happy with that, Richland. Yeah. So that hits. Roll for damage.
5.
Yeah. So your arrow pierces his chest, and once again these vines come out and just snap it and pull this arrow out.
Alright, that's my turn done.
Sweet. Din.
Action. Alright. I've still got one more medicinal arrow. So, I'm gonna... Just give me a minute.
Didn't you have 3 additional arrows?
No, so
only
he's
had-
currently got 1 arrow and 1 extra serve of medicine.
Yeah,
Ah,
I got two vials and 1 left.
yep.
No. You gave 1 vial to Balthazar.
You're right, I did give one to Balthazar. Spot on.
I get it.
Fucking Balthazar. Alright. I'm gonna do a sick flip down next to Balthazar. That's cool.
Yep.
If you
While
roll
dodging my bow.
Uh, roll acrobatics. Yep.
Let's
Nothing,
get a
nothing
solid plus for that
spectacular, but
three.
you sort of just run along and jump down.
And while drawing my bow, I shoot off my medicinal arrow at the Iron Man.
Alrighty. Disadvantage.
Oh,
Dang.
12.
So your arrow just whizzes past his head and goes into this burning tree, and that's the last you see of it.
But is the medicine healing the burning tree?
No, there's like a little blue poof as it goes through.
That was the mushroom. You got anything else, Ben?
That's about all I can do if I didn't hit him.
Hey, look, another cat.
I want to grab that medicinal javelin out of Balthazar's sleeping hands.
Yeah, bonus action, I'll allow it.
Yeah, just to grab it.
Yep, that's
Um,
I'll use that as a bonus. It's not a bonus action. It's a thing you did.
Yeah.
You know how you get the one thing you did, like open a door or grab a poison javelin.
Yeah, go. I do that. That's my one thing I did. I
That's
grab,
the one thing you did. Yeah.
and that's my turn.
Roll a post strength check.
I want to see. Din, I want to see on your character sheet, does a thing, grabs poison javelin.
See? Cut out for me just for a second.
Oh, I said, I want to see on your character sheet, did a thing, grab poison javelin.
Oh yeah, I'll add that to my notes. Hang on.
Add that to your character specific abilities.
Oh, just out of game. Who did I award inspiration last game?
Balthazar.
No. Jim, I got it.
Oh,
It was me. Yeah, it was
no, that's
me.
right. Balthazar had it. He just never used it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
he came up with a way to use it, i.e., when healing himself.
You know what? I should have actually fucking used it on that roll, but is it too late?
Yeah, just checking my notes as well. I had you, Din, as having inspiration.
I
Just
can.
thought
I
I'd
never think.
throw it out
Okay.
there.
Is it
Anyway,
too late for
that's
me to
your
use
turn.
Inspiration? No.
Hey?
Okay. Is it too late for me to use inspiration? To reroll from the set?
Absolutely too late.
Yeah. All right. I'll remember that for next
Hey,
time.
Balthazar's back.
Hey!
Hey, Balthazar, to catch you up. Shit went sideways in a very viney way.
Imagine how much help Balthazar would have been with his charismatic tongue.
Hey, I'm pretty charismatic as well. I just am bad at rolling.
Yo.
That determines everything in this game.
You did pretty well. You did very, very well.
So, as
Actually, too well. Too
Oh.
well.
good.
Sephironis did too well. Oh, not well enough, but you know.
Well, that came down to the Vine Man rather than anything.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry,
What are
sorry,
you doing?
Riven. We'll get Balthazar to roll initiative.
Oh yeah, shit. Hang on. Keep going. I'll jump in next round if you like.
No, roll now.
Oh. I've got to find everything again.
come on, nat 20. Nat 20.
Well, I got 20, so you want him to get 19.
I don't think that worked properly.
How about a 9? We already have
So you're
2
up
of
to
those. Let's have a third.
Yeah, look, it's not that bad. Hey, you're not on my thing.
Yeah, so hang on. I'll roll it again.
What? I feel like
I
to
hit the wrong
get it.
thing.
I feel like to get it in there, you have to like roll it via the.
I forgot to
Well-
click on my character.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, this
Yeah.
this is fair. Look, you rolled a 14, which puts you ahead of Revan. Balthazar sort of like shakes his head and snaps out of the little fucking dream that he was in. Talking about chatting up Dragonborn ladies with his charismatic tongue, and he stands up from underneath the tree, and he's just seen
I
this
don't
mess.
want to think about Balthazar's charismatic tongue.
And he looks up, and he sees one tree is absolutely on fire with blue poofs coming from it, and then another tree over from the other side, where Hector's.
stand.
What do you think? He's Hector's. He just sees a dude over there with 3 legs. He assumes it's Hector, and he says, "Wow, that tree is glowing."
That tree is lit.
Yeah, so I made a tree glow to make sure we could see it.
I just gotta go. What the fuck's going on?
Still
Does anything look hostile to me, or like?
Roll a perception check.
That tree is very hostile. Watch it.
That tree is just burning
Watch
there,
this face.
menacingly.
Continue.
Your shadow looks menacing.
So all of
Hostile.
you have witnessed Balthazar stand up and him turn around like, and his like eyes are just like pinpoint, and he's staring around and he's looking at these trees and he's just seeing shapes, and he just sees this like this green dude behind this like in front of this fiery tree, just all jagged with thorns and vines coming out of his hands and stuff like that. And he's got an octopus head, and he's got a big like piece of bark, and he's flinging it around like this sort of thing. And you're not sure. He could be hostile or he could be imaginary.
I'm just gonna hold my javelin, like hold my action with to throw my javelin at that
Do I
target.
pass him back the javelin, or do I?
No, don't tell
And
him.
see,
Don't tell him.
and see if anyone attacks it. If somebody else attacks it, I want to attack it with my held action.
Okay, so what are you doing? You throwing a javelin at it?
No, I'm not. I'm holding my action to see if
Yeah,
anybody else.
but what's
Yeah,
your
to throw my
action?
javelin. Okay,
To
so
throw
my
your
action's gonna
javelin?
be to throw my javelin.
Which javelin? You got 2?
Yeah, and I got 4, but I got the one with the paralysis on it.
All right. So you want to throw that one?
Yeah.
Cool. And that's your turn, I assume.
That is, yeah.
You don't want to move or anything. You're happy there.
I'm pretty sure I just stood up, so I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck?
All right, man. I'm happy with that. Revan, you've seen Balthazar just completely fucking wired and standing up and witnessing everything. You're a little worried, but it's your turn.
I still look like an auto, so I'm just gonna
You
again hobble up 30 feet.
That's a fast hobble.
I know, I'm just like super speedy, super duper
Big boy.
duper dupe. And in Revan's voice instead of Auto's because I'm not doing that anymore. Alright, I'm getting tired of all this jumping around, and I cast Hold Person.
Ooh.
So a humanoid
That's
creature
an
that I
attack.
can see becomes paralyzed unless it succeeds in a Wisdom saving throw. The spell DC is 13.
Yeah.
Half that at the beginning.
Because I was waiting for you to do your stupid convoluted shit.
Well, Binder Man did not see this coming.
It's also
And-
concentration, so now I look like I'm Revan again. And at the end of the Vine Man's turn, he can make the Wisdom save again.
All right, so I got to make it now, obviously.
Yeah. So he has to do a Wisdom save. If he doesn't make it, he's paralyzed. And at the end of each of his turns, he can remake the save.
What's the save?
13.
Is that an attack?
Nope, it's a spell.
Okay.
I do it if he succeeds in his save, it does nothing. If he fails, he's paralyzed.
So you basically see him, and you see him just start like shaking, like violently, like he's almost vibrating, and you just see like this power behind him, and he just keeps sort of like slowly vibrating, and then just stops, and you know that the spell has worked, and you've just held him there.
Okay. Right, so I've got him. Somebody go put the healing in him. That's me. That's me done.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt. And that fails miserably.
Cool. Whatever that does, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I guess because that's an attack though, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess on that's me attacking then, because that'd be my action.
And I think he would technically have advantage because he's paralyzed.
But I have disadvantage on the javelin throw.
Yeah. So it's
Normal.
Normal roll.
normal.
So
Holy
15
soup.
hit.
That hits.
No. This is your paralysis one. It just goes back into the flaming tree, and it just bursts into a black smoke.
Excellent.
Not normal black smoke, the other kind, the one that looks poisonous. And it just poof.
It's like
Black
slightly
smoke.
yellowish smoke.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it looks like a paralysis smoke that you normally see. Poof.
So it's like, don't read this.
Yeah. So I still have all three of these medicines. Din's
Hey.
Din's down to 2, and that's it. We've got 5 left.
Well,
No.
whatever-
Din has one that is not on anything. Thorak has one on his hand axe, his great axe, and in his pocket. Balthazar has 1 health one, and Hector, you have 3.
which currently Din has.
Eh?
Currently, Din has the healing javelin, and
Yes. Din has a healing javelin.
whatever potion Hector gave me that I tried to give the Viner Man got shattered.
Oh yeah, how much did you give him, Hector?
The 3 doses that I had.
Alright, the 3 doses are on the ground. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. Thank you, guys.
So we're down to 5.
Yeah,
How many
no.
have I given?
Yeah, so Din has one in his backpack. Thorak has one in his backpack or his pocket or whatever. One on his hand axe, one on his great axe, and there's one on Balthazar's javelin that Din is currently holding.
So, and he has one applied to him. He needs 2 more.
Yes.
Or so we think.
Question:
think maybe?
Is the potion that he smashed on the ground salvageable?
No.
Okay.
Hector, it's your Hector, it's your turn. Isn't it? Oh
Yeah, I
no.
already took it.
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
took it. Your turn is over, is it?
I'm gonna climb up the tree.
Athletics check.
Okay. Four.
Hector
Was
Hector puts his weapons away and then looks up this tree.
Sephirinus just asked a question. Was she holding one of the potions?
No.
No. And you basically scuttle yourself up this tree, and you're about 5 foot in the air on this tree.
Cool. I'm hugging the tree.
So you're not that high. You're about 3 feet off the ground, hugging this tree.
That's fine.
Okay. And that's your turn.
Yeah.
All right. This vine dude just starts like twitching and shaking and stuff. He is currently held. So he has to do it at the end of its turn.
Yeah, so it's essentially his turn happens at the end of it. Oh, sorry, for his turn he's paralyzed. Then at the end of it he gets to make a save.
Cool. Fuck! He's just shaking even more violently.
Down boy, down boy.
Yeah. No, he can't break out of this hold. You're just so concentrated on just holding him there, and he's just shaking.
I'm concentrating super hard right now.
Can't do anything. Revan is just holding him there. Sephirinus, you're up.
Well, I far away. Let's move closer. Alright, where's maybe to there.
Sephirinus, why do you have like 16 out of something health?
Because that's how much health I had last time.
Okay, sorry. You can put that all back up.
Ah,
You've been well rested,
okay.
and you haven't been attacked yet. So.
Thank you. Done. Yes, so I move to here. I Google how to do the ruler thing.
It's where like on the top left of your screen, there should be like a arrow pointer, a brush, a magnifying glass, and
Thank
the
you.
fourth one
I
down is.
found that.
Yep.
Googling it. I don't know if I really want to Eldritch Blast him because I don't want to kill him. So.
You can choose not to do lethal damage, though.
Can you?
Yep, you can say I'm going to attack him, but it's not going to be lethal. So I don't know how that exactly works.
Instead of killing them, you try to render them unconscious.
Yep. But
And then depending on how successful the attack is, it might go the other way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to take that risk.
Like if say Din was going to shoot an arrow at someone, like I'm going to shoot them in the foot, try to incapacitate them and make them fall over, and then he rolls a nat 1, and I may make him shoot him in the head.
An insta-kill.
Or something like that, you know.
Please, no one roll nat ones.
We've
It's
already had a few
happened.
people do
Already
that.
been there, done that.
Hey, I'm still alive.
So, Sephirinus,
And you actually got out of it pretty bad. Sorry, pretty good.
So,
Yeah,
Sephirinus, if you don't want to attack,
terrible.
you can just do your blade ward again.
Isn't that a cantrip?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that an action?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like if she chooses not to attack, she can do any of her other spells that do anything.
I could try using the charm spell again, but if it works, we'd have to stop attacking.
I mean, currently he's paralyzed, so he's not going to be attacking us for a little while.
Well, if he's paralyzed, we're not just make him take the potion.
And somebody has to be close enough to actually throw it down his neck.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do my Blade Ward again. Or could I? Yeah, I'll just do my Blade Ward. I don't know.
Or what?
Or could I like try and get the potion from someone else, or from Raven?
What potion?
I'm close enough.
The healing one that she tries to administer orally.
Look,
No?
if I was playing, I would definitely be able to try and find loopholes, but I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm not giving you any.
I'm not
So,
giving
so
you
essentially,
guys-
what Sephirinus was asking was, would she be able to go to somebody that has one of the potions, take it from them, so that then she could try to walk up to it and administer the potion?
Well, she's already.
Probably
like,
not with the
walked-
moves you've got left. No.
Yeah. I'll just use Blade Ward and stay there for the moment.
No, that's okay. Thank you. It is noted. Thorag,
Okay.
the big half orc, stands there.
Cool. Boom. Gonna throw my hand axe.
Ooh! How far away are you?
It's only got to be 20 feet.
That's a disadvantage, brother.
But he's
How's it
paralyzed.
advantage?
That is normal attack.
It's a one-off.
I'm confused. So if I go less than 20 feet, then it is.
Because of the smoke, you have to be. He's saying that you've got to be close to them to actually see them properly
Okay.
to get the attack.
There you go. How about that then? That's.
How many
I'll
feet
do-
movement is that?
That was 30 feet. I was here.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you were here.
Where was I?
All right, I'll allow it. I'll
You were
allow
right
it.
above me.
Oh, here. So like that's what? That's 15 feet.
That's 15 feet. You can see him, this vine man, just standing there like a little like zombie sort of thing with his little bark great
Incredibly
sword. It's not,
pissed off.
not little. It is a big sword. This is a big sword that looks like a big chunk of bark sort of thing, and he's hanging it there, and he's sort of like violently shaking.
Cool. Alright. Sweet. I'm just gonna take
So does that
control
mean he
of
gets to
my
roll at
axe.
advantage now?
No,
He
it's just
does,
Advantage. Fuck yeah.
because you can see him within 15 feet, and he is
Fucking
held there.
oath. Yeah, boy.
11 and 2.
So 17.
All right. So that's a hand axe.
Yeah.
Throwing it.
Yeah.
Where are you throwing it?
I'm gonna throw it at his leg.
Left or right?
I don't give a shit about the guy's football career, so
You're aiming.
You're a terrible person.
You're aiming. Right, Hector, which leg's he throwing this one at? Where's he throwing it? I can't hear.
In the left one, I suppose.
Throw it his
Alright.
fucking dick in a minute.
Thorag throws this axe, and it just misses his left leg and hits him in the dick. And it just starts glowing a little vibrant green, and he's just shaking, and you can see this anger in his face. But yeah, it hits him, and
Was
roll
that
for
the
damage.
healing axe?
You would
Yeah, that
hope.
was, that was the healing
Oh,
axe.
okay.
So that's 10 points of damage, but he's also got the healing
Damn, I
potion.
forgot how strong you were.
Yeah. Okay. And as I've said, once that weapon is used, you can no longer use it as the healing property.
With the weapon bond, I can't remember if that actually is an action or not. If I like,
But you
I
should have
wanna,
written
like-
it down in your character sheet.
Yeah,
I
you should
can't
probably
remember.
write it down in your character sheet. I'm
I
going
thought
to
I had
make
it
it a
down there.
full action for your insolence.
Unless I can find it.
I've forgotten how
You-
the
we'll
alphabet
move-
works
we'll
because
move
I'm a dumbass.
We'll move on, and you can tell me when it gets to your next turn. What happened?
Yeah.
Rishlin.
Okay. Seeing how everything's going and knowing what everyone's trying to do, I'm going to move right up next to him. And I'm going to take some of the hempen rope
Bonus
out
action.
of my pack.
Fuck! How did you move that far? That.
Yeah, bonus action move, I guess. Because it was with me.
Sorry, I was saying bonus action to Thorag.
Yeah, but it also I'm also going to have to use a bonus
Oh,
action for that.
okay.
And I'm going to take the hempen rope out of my pack. And I'm going to actually restrain him with the rope
Okay.
while he's stunned.
Roll for restrain. That was a
Um,
joke.
let's roll. Do a sleight of hand for me.
I forgot that was a skill.
21.
21? You stupid.
So you wrap him up, tie him, and the best of your ability, you tie a knot in it, and you've tied him in this Hessian rope. That's counting as an action, though.
Yeah, I wanted to use it as an action, so
Yeah,
literally try and grapple, or I guess you call it restrain.
Yep. So yeah, you've pulled while you're sort of like running there. You've reached into your little backpack of goodies, and you've pulled out this rope, and you've just tied it right around him, and you've
Backpack
tied
of
it,
bondage.
and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's everything then.
Oh, I can summon it as a bonus action.
I told you that. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Oh, I
Were
just
you
have
not
to be
listening?
100%. No, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
All right, and Richland's
the
tied
fucking
him.
book.
Richland tied him up in this rope, and as soon as like Thorag's there sitting there, and then summons his axe, and it just dislodges this little throwing axe from this vine dude's dick, and shoop, straight back into his hand like
Poor
Thor.
Vine Man. He'll never have Vine kids again.
They call them saplings. Balthazar.
Fuck are the one
Damn it, that's funny. What about Din?
Now,
Can I get
now
a-
they're just offcuts.
Did I get skipped?
Yeah, did Din
you
not
got
get a go?
hit.
Who?
Question. Can I ask a quick question?
Where is Din?
Can,
Oh, what happened? Sorry, Din. Din, your
Sorry.
turn.
Go for it.
can bonus actions be used at any time, or do they only happen during your turn?
Only during your turn.
On your turn.
Only during your turn.
You can hold an action, but it's only an action. You can't hold a bonus action.
Okay.
You have to choose to hold it as well. You can't do an action then hold an action. I just let you do that bonus action with, you know, like
Yeah, it's got like it's not doing
find out
anything.
what it is for me and get back to me, and then I'll allow it.
Find out.
Okay.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
All right, sorry, Din. You are there. You have just ripped out Balthazar's javelin out of his hands.
Now that he's awake, can I hand his javelin back to him and be like, "Yo, this is the medicine
This is for
javelin."
you.
Yeah, if you want.
This is yours.
But that will
Fine.
be a thing you did.
I gratefully accept it.
Thing you do. Take javelin. Thing you did. Put it back.
Gave it back.
And medicine my last arrow.
As an action.
Why
What do we have left?
not
Yep.
just feed him the medicine?
Because he's too far away.
Yeah. For my
We've
action
been
anyway, I
through
want
this,
to.
Richland.
Find him.
For my action, I'm lacing my last arrow.
I swear to
Last
God, if you
arrow.
hit me
You've
with
only got
this-
one arrow left.
Well, I've got arrows left, but it's the last one I can do with the medicine.
Okay.
I've only got one vial left.
All right. You've laced it.
And for my bonus action, I guess I say routine.
That is an excellent bonus action.
Huzzah!
Can I roll for persuasion to give everyone else inspiration?
Oh, you know what? I want you to roll a 1d20. If it's more than 15, no, 10. If it's more than 10, everybody gets a 1d4 to whatever they want.
Do it. Do it.
But
Do
that's your inspiration.
Well, fuck.
I'll take it.
All right, Din raises his fist in the air and he says,
Go team!
Yeah.
Woo! Question mark. Go team?
And here going, what?
and everyone is unsure about what Din is doing. Din, your turn is over.
I think Din's gonna try to kill us.
Balthazar gets handed him a javelin with what seems to be a blue ooze on it. He knows this to be the healing potion, and he hears a go team, woo!
Don't throw this one into the fire!
He looks amazingly confused after that inspirational speech. And then he's going to move up 30 feet. which I think was
Inspirational.
there.
Solo, is that my inspiration?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your inspiration.
Nice.
It was well used.
What a waste.
It was well
At
used.
least they
Well,
used
if it worked.
they're not using it for the entire thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw out Vow of Enmity on that thing as well,
Oops.
Don't do a Thorag.
Oops.
which is
Do
the
what?
bonus action. Vow of Enmity.
As opposed to you going out of within 10 feet of you.
Oh, they're 10 feet. Ah, fuck. That's awkward. Well, I guess I'd
Can you
point
please
that.
get rid of that space between the O and the F? It's really triggering.
No.
No, that's okay. So you can't cast that.
I mean, he could if he wants these Vow to Enmity to be against Rishthan.
Nah, I'll
No, that's 15.
Even then, he can't.
I'll have casted it and failed. That's fine. I'm gonna go there and say, can someone get up here and who's got the potions left? Who's
You
got-
do. You have a
Yeah, I have
javelin
one.
with it on it. Throw
I
it.
have one.
Balthazar, you can't hear or see anyone. This is 2
Oh, okay.
seconds of combat.
All right, I guess I'll throw that javelin with the healing then. And is that a disadvantage or?
No, it's a normal throw.
You're welcome.
Oh, 22 to hit.
Oh, thank God.
Was that the health one?
Yeah, that was the health one.
That was the health one.
Yeah.
9.
For the love
Yeah,
of God, don't fuck this up.
That happened a lot quicker than I thought. You throw this javelin and it just goes through into his stomach. And then you see these vines like seep and they sort of just like, it starts glowing and this javelin sort of like just oozes and pushes its way out of his stomach. And he just like starts vibrating, his head sort of like rocks back. And just, he drops to his knees. And then he just starts glowing and sort of twitching a bit.
Well, that was
That's
interesting.
What the fuck did I miss?
This is why you don't take mushrooms from strangers. Let that be a lesson to you, Balthazar.
Yeah, so yeah, he's basically all the arrows that were staying into him and the axe that should have been there, he starts glowing green and he sort of just like, you hear this huge wheezing and he just like, sort of like regains consciousness. And he's like, where is Brother Otto?
He's back at the camp with the other brothers. It's too dangerous for
He
him to
was-
venture out.
He was here, I remember. Who are you guys?
Friends.
Friends. And he just really seems exhausted and he just seems real drowsy at the moment.
Can I walk up to him and give him a hug?
Yes. Roll a hug check.
Does he have to roll
Uh,
athletics to get out of the
Sleight of
10-foot high tree?
I go
Uh,
lose his body.
No.
Oh wait, didn't we kill him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, look, if he was going to rate this hug, it'd definitely be an 18 out of 100. But he welcomes it. He welcomes it. He sort of like
Pretty shitty hug.
he falls into Hector's arms, and he's sort of like really confused. He's like, "Where am I?" And you can sort of see like all of you have sort of noticed like the vines that were around him, sort of like minimized, and they've sort of like just been like, he looks like a normal sort of like elf now, just sort of like a green elf. And where the vines used to be, they're sort of like gone. They're not as like bumpy and rugged anymore. He just looks like he has sort of like leathery skin, almost with a vine pattern. And yeah, he just sort of collapses into Hector's arms, exhausted.
So, that was...
That was
I don't want to
something.
say fun, but I also don't
Oh.
not want to say fun fighting him. Maybe we should find a place for him to rest so, you know, he doesn't scream at us when he wakes back up.
Yeah, well, that was definitely something. And I'm going to start untying the ropes that I used to restrain him completely, but I'll still leave his hands bound.
I'm going to
I
cast
still don't
I'm going to use my channel divinity to give back my health points that I lost, seeing as I'm the only person to hit.
Yep.
Go here. Da, 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 da.
So he's fully unconscious, yeah?
No, he's sort of like not drifting in and out of consciousness. He just seems really exhausted.
So I walk up to him and say, Viner Man,
Yep.
do you have a...
Heal yourself. Sorry. So we'll just go with Hector is casting Preserve Life on himself.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, do that. And Revan, you go.
Viner Man, do you have an actual name that we can refer to you as, or would you prefer Viner Man?
They used to call me Voris.
Boris.
Voris. V.
Oh, Voris.
Hey, Boris, do you know about this temple? Like, we've believed there's some enmity evil coming from this temple, and we were directed that you'd be the one that'd be able to take us there.
He sort of like starts nodding off, like he's falling asleep. He's like, the darkness comes from the north. The temple. I know where it is.
Can you take us there?
Tomorrow after you rest.
I can take you. Take me to the Shrumans. I will rest, and we can plan, and I will help you.
That sounds amicable. Let's take him back to the Shrewman.
We do that.
Does anybody else
Roll
in the party
initiative.
look hurt?
Hey, sorry.
Okay.
Does anybody else in the party look hurt aside from Hector, or is everyone all good?
Oh, are you rolling
roll a perception check, Balthazar.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, don't worry about the initiative. I'm kidding. Well, so rolling initiative.
I mean, I figured it's just still fun to do.
Well,
Balthazar, after looking around and everything was glowing a bright purple and green, and everybody seemed to be on fire, you come to your senses and see that everything is fine.
oh, good.
You have 100%. You just can full clarity. You know what you're looking at.
But just
And you
before
are
you come down,
aware of your surroundings.
just before you calm down, Balthazar, you look at Din and you think he's drinking a goat.
What the fuck?
Only because I just saw him pour a glass of goat.
Jin, what are you doing?
See, he's drinking one.
Why are you drinking a goat?
Makes me feel good.
Then you find, and you see that Din's just pulled out of
a goat skin wine.
a bottle of a goat skin of Oakrest ale,
Oh,
and he's drinking that.
fair enough. Then.
Hey, Sephirinus, are you still with us?
I take that as a yes, but the micro, I can't hear her.
I heard an
She's not sure if she's still with us. Okay.
Okay.
Give her a minute to work out if she's still with
I
us.
feel like the threshold of a microphone just doesn't pick up her voice.
I just want to know whether she's there physically, mentally, and microphonally.
Yes to two of those.
And just in general.
All right, cool. I'm going to head back with the Viner Man back to camp.
All right. Yeah, so you're all in agreement?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Take him back.
Oh, boysies. We are like 10 points off leveling up, so I think we're probably level 4 now.
Everybody turns to
Thorag and say, what the
Thorag,
fuck are you on about?
and they're unsure about what he's talking about, points and leveling, and
I asked Thorag, did you eat one of those mushrooms as well?
No, I've still got mine. Saving it for later.
Well, you're talking
Can I have it?
nonsense. Let's go.
Can I have that other mushroom?
No,
I think you've had enough.
yeah, you definitely have.
the
Are we
only
going
other
to keep
person.
yammering or head back to the Shrewman?
We're going back to the Shrewman.
Cool.
We're yammering while we're
Alright,
walking.
hold on. Just a second, guys.
Whoops, wrong button.
Richland runs ahead of us at great speed.
Yep.
So excited to get back to the
I'm
Shrewman
outta here.
again.
And I'm gone.
Yay, camping! Woo!
Hiding out distant from the fire. This is whole shit.
Keeping lookout last time because I did cause them all.
Well, actually, in story-wise, you went back and got Sephirinus.
Ah, see, that'll work.
Ooh. Alrighty. Sorry guys. I'm just looking in the group chat. Okay, everything's good, Balthazar. I got that from before, but yeah, just
Oops.
it's come up.
Oh,
So you guys are heading back to the Shroomin camp.
yeah, we're gonna get there, aren't we?
And it's like nothing had changed.
Sorry, what were you guys talking about before?
We thought Thorag was high as fuck, but he was just yammering nonsense. And then we yammered all the way back to the camp.
Absolutely. But Thorag didn't take that mushroom.
No, he did not.
And
You never sniffed
conveniently,
that
it's not
Tarzan's
time
group.
again.
And he still doesn't want to give it to Balthazar.
So you guys have we got Sephirinus back or?
She never exactly left. It's just we, for whatever reason, can't hear her properly. And apparently her cat just destroyed her house.
As they do.
I mean, her room looks still pretty intact.
I mean, a room does not make a house.
How big is her cat?
Normal
Cat
cat size?
Size of a panther.
Medium.
Like somewhere between the size of a mouse and a tiger?
But closer to
Yeah.
the mouse size.
Be amazed how destructive cats can be.
No, I've had family members that have had cats. They are surprisingly destructive when you're not paying attention to them, and don't do jack shit when you're looking at them.
Oh,
But
fucking
not looking.
shit.
It's like Schrodinger's destruction.
Accurate.
Everything is not
Alright,
destroyed unless you view it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, unless you observe it.
So you guys travel for another 6 hours back towards the camp. You guys are pretty confident you know where you're going nowadays. At least in where you've been in the forest. The black spores are still coming. And you guys are still feeling shitty about it. Look, you're traveling through. About halfway through, Vitaman loses consciousness, and the bigger boys in your group decide to carry him back the rest of the way. And by the time you get back, it's pitch black, but the campfire's still going, and you stumble upon them. Once again, the shrooms are still there, peaceful, humming and chewing on mushrooms, and sort of just like doing their usual thing.
Oh, we should have asked Vorus if he saw brother Hite Uto anywhere. Oh, we can ask him that when he wakes up.
Yeah, so by the time you get to camp, he is sort of fading in and out of consciousness.
I'll let him rest. We'll ask more questions when he's more conscious.
When he's
Yes,
alive.
of course. So it's about night time now.
Greetings, brothers. We are back.
Oh, welcome. And you see Brother Auto there, just welcoming you guys all in. And Brother Aurel is still there sitting with this massive bowl of his skittly mushrooms, just jangling them around.
And we also brought Vorus with us to say hello.
Brother Auto is very surprised that you know his first name. And just, well, come, let him rest. And you guys sort of like sit him on one of the rolled out like makeshift beds.
Anybody else want to say anything to anybody?
No.
Balthazar wanted to go get some more shrooms or anything?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I hit some more shrooms?
Brother Aurel is just offering up these shrooms.
I'd like to have another one, please.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Do you eat it?
Yeah.
Roll a
Yeah.
Constitution check.
Constitution. 15.
Wait. Can you please roll for me a 1d6, and I will roll one. Cool. This time you still feel very charismatic. You kind of like felt like you were normal for a second, but then you got this second wind of charisma, and you're feeling really good. But instead of like not being so wise anymore, you feel a little bit dumber. And so you've got a +2 to your modifier in charisma and a -1 to your intelligence.
Dear God.
And once again,
I'll
Balthazar
take
is
one,
pinging.
but I'll put it in my pack. I won't actually consume it.
So you'll take one of the mushrooms.
Yeah, and I'll put it in my pack.
Okay.
These mushrooms are thick.
Everybody agrees with Balthazar because he's so charismatic that these
I
mushrooms are sick.
Out of interest, have I lost the effect of the other one yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, did you want a +4 to your
It's gonna be
charisma?
terrible.
Well, it'd be a +8 by that stage.
Oh yeah, would be too, wouldn't it? Christ, you could talk down a god.
These are the dwarves you're looking for.
Yes. Yeah. So the first ones have lost their effect. You're now just a bit more dumber.
So is there anything we wish to discuss, or shall we rest up until Vorus is alert?
I'd vote we rest up until Boris is ready to tell us all
Okay.
the thought.
So unless you guys have got anything more to say to the brothers that are still doing their thing, you guys rest the night. Another long rest.
Wait.
I've got everybody here, so if you think you've got the lowest XP, tell me what it is.
Well, it'd be Sephirinus, but I feel Rishlin and I have ours at 2440.
Oh, I got 2060.
Rishlin, what's yours?
2060.
2060.
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah.
2060.
I suppose you were there on our last session, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got XP at the end of that.
No. Well, whatever it is.
You should be at the same as what I am.
2440.
Yeah. 2,440.
Nice.
Sephirinus, what are you at?
So who's at 2690?
It should be Din, Thorag, Balthazar, and Rishlin. No, not Rishlin. Hector. And
Me.
Sephirinus, your XP's at the top of your core character sheet, if you have any written in there.
Top.
Okay, so at the top there's a little gear.
Yeah.
And you click the gear and it'll flip it over.
You don't have to click the gear. It should just be at the top of the sheet all the time,
Yeah,
where it's just experience points.
1970. guys.
Is it?
Well, to be fair, I think she's only been in like 1 or 2 sessions.
Yeah, 2 sessions.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll move in a second.
Alright, so basically you sleep for a full rest. All of you gain 400 experience.
Ooh, fancy.
All of the Strumans and brothers are very thankful for you bringing back Vitamin before you sleep, and you're all having a good night, and they break out some of the good sort of like wine they've been hiding away for guests, you know, and drop a few little Strumans in there, and you don't really have any effects, but you just feel absolute bliss for the rest of the night.
Hell yeah.
Level up.
Can we take some of that with us so we can fend off the dark spores?
Sorry.
That was just me kidding. Don't worry about it.
All right.
So
Yeah,
650
so you
is
just-
the next level up.
So you,
6,500.
oh, don't get ahead of yourself. So you
No,
absolutely
I'm
love
writing it in there so
um,
I have like the what the next uppage is.
Yeah, that's all. So you just have a great night, sleep real well, and all of you just wake up feeling like super awesome. Balthazar talks about how awesome he's actually feeling, and you all agree. But you think he's
that's right,
pretty
hit
stupid.
points.
Yeah, and that's how you are. Vitamin has pretty much regained consciousness. He's still laying in bed, but he is yeah, a little tired.
I do love this new like level up thing.
I cannot wait to roll a 1 for my level up.
Sephirinus, what experience are you on now?
I can't take feats. That's so disappointing.
Why can't you take feats?
Because the feats thing's been blocked out.
Are we doing the average or are we actually rolling?
Oh, I just roll. I always have.
That's up to you.
I just did average.
34.
Hey,
Were you guys doing the roll for HP thing?
Oh, so like there's an option because we've leveled up. So there's an option as soon as you enter in the next XP, if you change your XP, it automatically gives you the option to.
Oh, I feel like your character sheets look different than mine then.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
entered the
showed
XP and it
up
never gave me that.
thing. It's whether you use it or not. It's up to you. I probably won't because
Yeah,
I
that's
might go
like,
at feet. So I just rolled a hit die.
That might be the character meter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't use a character mancer to make my character.
Hold on, while you guys are going to go do this, I'm just going to go to the toilet and I'll be back. We can sort of finalize this session. Sephirinus, are you super sleepy? You are? Okay, well I'll go to the toilet, we'll be back, and we'll sort of wrap this up within 5 to 10 minutes. How's that sound? Alright.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll a hit die then.
Yeah, that's.
hit
Well,
die.
that's better than a 1.
Not bad. It'd be better to just go with the one they give you in the class
The average.
because it's like a 6. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's no fun.
Oh.
What is the average for a warlock? 5, so I beat the average anyways. Well, no, I didn't actually. I was 1 less than it, but I don't care. Wait, Balthazar, with that 1, what is your current?
3.
Wait, why did you roll a 1 and not a hit die?
Because
Doesn't matter.
I rolled a d10, but anyway.
But you could have just clicked your hit die and it would have added the modifier straight away.
I don't know if I get any level 4.
So what does that put your current max hit point at? Too late now, buddy. You rolled a 1.
Yeah, I was looking for the hit die one. I didn't
Oh,
see
okay.
that.
So what does that put your current max at?
26.
Oh, that's funny because mine's 25, so I'm 1 hit point. I'm 1 hit point from being better than you. Curses.
Not that it's a competition, but mine's at 33.
Yeah, well, I rolled.
Not that it's a competition. 34.
Balthazar and I both rolled 1s on our last level up.
I've rolled 1 nearly every time, I think.
Right. So,
It's time to start taking the average.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll let Zach.
But
we'll let,
but he'll get an 8 next time.
but stop talking about level up. We'll let Diggers roll out this this session so Safi can go to bed, and then we'll worry about level up after that.
So,
Alright, so you basically wake up, sun's peeking over, another beautiful day in this fucking horrible forest. You're all feeling super sweet. Some of you feel like you might have even learnt a thing or two after this night.
Nope.
And yeah, Vitamin is like sort of like sleepy, but he's awake. And all the brothers are still doing their normal thing.
So, Vorus, are you ready to tell us about this temple where the dark spores are coming from?
He sort of coughs. What do you want to know?
First of all,
Ready.
how to get there and what is there?
The temple to the north is the old Temple of Dunala. It's a series of smaller temples and catacombs that lead far into the mountain. It's basically as far north in the forest as you can go. I think this is where the spores are coming from. I can take you there, but I'm not going any further than that.
That's fair enough.
Look,
We should be able to find our way once we're there.
I'll take you to the front gates of this place. Look, do you guys know anything that's what this is all about? See, this is affecting me, my health, my whole forest. I mean, this forest belongs to me. I'm the guardian. I try to look after this forest. Do you guys have any idea what's happening?
We are very much under the suspicion that this is to do with the cult of Skux.
I haven't heard of Cult of Skux before.
Don't worry, they're a bunch of dickbags and we're looking to put a stop to them.
Right. Well, I can take you there. Do you think you guys are equipped and confident enough to go forward?
I feel like
mean,
we're
do you have anything that would help?
I'm sorry, Rishlin. He looks at you from the dark shadows. He coughed. My vine lungs.
No. Freaking gone.
Rishlin ignores him.
Coughs up an acorn.
Yeah. So you don't have anything that could actually help us, or any information such as traps or defenses around the temple?
The temple's been abandoned for hundreds of years, so I don't know what it's been used for since. It used to be a place of worship and peace, but as far as I know, before I was even born, that this place, I don't know what people have done to it. I couldn't tell you what lies beyond the gates. All I know is where it is. And if you ask me, this is where these spores are coming from, whatever darkness lays behind them. I'm not sure.
Have you
I
seen?
dare not venture. I will go anywhere in this forest, but beyond there.
Have you seen Brother Hite Uto?
Or do you recall seeing him at all?
The last time I saw Hite Uto was months ago, when I last saw the brothers here. Hite Uto is very important. He's the one that helped me survive the ordeal of when I was a young boy.
A young boy.
Did you multi-class Thorag?
No.
He'd be an Eldritch Knight.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to add it into my. For some reason, Eldritch Blast isn't going into my thing. Sorry.
Oh, please don't get Eldritch Blast.
No, I've already got Eldritch Blast.
Didn't even realize you could get it.
I should be able to, but for some reason, this has happened in my other campaign as well, where it's like, it is technically because it's it's the type of cantrip that I can use, but for some reason it just won't let me put it in my in my attacks and spell casting. Frustrating.
Anyway, besides leveling up, which can be done on your own time.
God
Vitamin
damn.
said like a crazy man, and none of you knew what he was talking about except for Thorag. Vitamin he sort of just keeps probing for you guys for questioning you guys about like what there is and what you guys are gonna do.
Yeah, I'm not giving him anything.
I mean, all I can tell him is that we're, as I said, looking for Colt. Won't stop Colt.
Yeah. Yeah.
later. Don't worry about it. Yeah, because I don't really know what else to say. Is we wish to go to the temple because we feel that's where badness is. We want to stop badness.
Are you, from this point forward, you wish to proceed to the temple?
I feel like, okay, in saying that, I turn to the rest of the group and say, it's like, okay, so I feel like it's time to plan out what we're going to do when we get to temple. If that is where the cult has based themselves, do we know how to proceed from there?
Kick the temple door down, set it on fire.
Excellent.
It's
What about
still
the
a temple.
demigod?
Kick the god's door down, set him on fire.
Okay, can I talk to somebody that isn't a raging idiot? Does anybody else have any idea how to stop?
Brother Auto sort of sits there and he's sort of like, he's like, I think you must devise a plan. You guys do not know where you're going or what you're doing or how you are going to conquer this evil. It is best that you do some research or at least plan as to what you want to do.
And this is coming from a guy that's high as fuck, and he's speaking sense.
So here's the thing. What do we know?
I don't know a guy that did research at a temple. What do we know?
Yeah, technically my character doesn't know a thing.
So we've got the sheet that I lost in my move. So can someone refresh me for it, please?
Is this the page in the book that the High Priestess found?
Yes.
In your long night of study?
Yes.
You know, that page that he was very adamant not to show me.
Yeah, that one.
Alright, I'm going to find it.
I have it somewhere. I just could have.
Well, you should have it, Balthazar, you should have it saved somewhere to your PC.
Yeah, but that'll be before I change all my hard drives up.
Oh.
Hold on.
I don't know where I chucked it.
Found it. I'm going to message Hector privately.
Cool.
And then it is up to him to read it, send it out. He still has the page in his back.
To be fair, I know what it says. Riven doesn't.
Yeah, but the only person that can refresh their memory is Hector.
Fair call.
Mind you, you do know some things as well, Revan. Out of character.
Who? Me?
Didn't you go on a whole journey to learn something?
That was just that was a private journey of self-discovery and confirming suspicions.
About what? What happened? Oh, when you left the city.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I had Rishlin accompany me because he thought it was cool. I don't know. I don't know what he was doing.
You were going out into the woods where you'd been attacked by an owlbear before on your own.
Hey, you guys were attacked by an owlbear. I was asleep at a tree. I think I joined that one like around late.
I upset Thorag. So...
I shared this information.
Okay.
Documentation of time passed when scouts possess another being located far on the other side of the globe.
This is
glory
me telling
details,
them.
not glory. How the darkness helps us to treachery. Daughter of a king, was found of the princess, and gave her most joy in the world, hope in life. Was the weakness to the demigod. He had her tiara she wore when she was a baby, melted down, lined the sword, a brave knight, stabbed her.
So wait, is that last part supposed to say that?
Yeah, I feel like that last part was the princess didn't survive, but... Okay. So what does that mean?
Well, who's Skux possessing?
Well, you know who he's possessing. I was very adamant about that when we first saw her.
Yes. But now what we need something that is a treasured possession, so we can melt it down and turn it into a sword.
Right.
So
Thing
I'm gonna
about
turn
that
to you.
is our entire house and everything we had was burned to the ground.
But the thing is that do you have something of hers?
Do I?
Do you?
Don't know.
Well, would you like to share with the class?
Not
Would you like to
particularly. I would, however, ask the DM, out of character, assumingly this is all pointing to the her wedding ring that I got out of the grave. Do I think I would be able to use that in conjunction with my spellcasting focus to use that instead of melting it down into a dagger blade or whatnot? Would I be able to use my spellcasting focus in conjunction with that to have that same effect but with my spells?
You believe that the item you have can be effectively used for what you want it to be used for. However, you're not sure whether or not you using it as a focus will allow like a spell or anything like that to use it as well.
Oh, okay.
So you're not sure whether the physical contact of the item is what causes this weakness, or
Yeah. So, in other words, it's either melt it down into a little tiny pointy jabby thing, or hope to all of the gods in existence that me either pressing it against her or putting it on her would have the effect. I just looked down and just saw hand for a second there. It freaked me out.
Yeah. My monitor, for some reason, is just like, oh, I'm going to turn off in a minute if you don't use it. I'm like, okay.
So can I use perception to see if he's withholding information?
you can use insight.
I would like to see if he is withholding information.
Yeah, so use insight.
Okay.
Sephirinus, if it is getting too late for you, you're more than welcome to say goodnight to everybody.
Who's watching a video in the background?
Yeah. What's wrong with her outfit?
Oh, can you hear that?
Yes, very loudly.
It's getting
My bad.
me.
10.
Who was it?
Oh, it's just some fucking meme.
Oh, you're watching memes while playing this.
I'm waiting for everyone to finish talking about their feelings.
Maybe you should talk about your feelings, Din.
Din doesn't have
Pussy.
feelings.
Let's throw Din into the fire so he can feel something.
Hector, you're not sure.
I hold my hand over the fire so that I can feel something.
Okay.
Yes, Lord.
Hector, you're unsure whether or not Revan is withholding information. Yeah.
Bye, Nicole.
Bye, Sephirinus. I wave into the camera so you can see me wave instead of off camera.
All right. Well.
Why, Sephirinus? Yeah, so you're unsure as to whether Revan is actually withholding information or he's just being aloof like he always is. So I would leave it up to your I wouldn't say yes or no. I would leave it up to Hector's original standing on Revan's characteristics.
I don't even know what that means. Everybody always suspects the Horned Man.
Even Viner Man suspects the Horned Man.
I know, right?
Everyone in the camp.
Make
Okay.
a charisma saving throw.
And if they fail, they can't speak a deliberate lie.
Oh.
Yep,
And
pretty
you got
sure
some
I shrugged
random
that off.
rolls.
I was going to
You
say,
shrugged that off.
do you hide the fact that you're doing this, or are you just
No,
plainly
we know
out
full
in the
well
open?
that he's done it.
Yeah,
Why are you casting
Hector,
spells on a sector?
Hector is not the type of person that would hold back. I don't think.
No.
15-foot radius from where Hector is, I'm well and
Yeah.
truly out of it.
Technically, we all
No.
are.
Nope, right here. It's got a range of 60 feet. Before you run off, Thorag.
No. The spell has a
Relax.
range of 60 feet. The zone it controls is 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hector gets to choose where the zone is.
Just
Because
on 15.
if it's on that... Oh, no, I'm technically... Never mind.
Yeah.
But I also rolled a 19, which I'm pretty sure is higher than your spell save.
Is it
It is definitely higher than my spell
Yeah.
save.
So I can speak every single... You are a blue panther that is leaking from its nose.
Okay, so basically everyone except for Thorag who decided to leave after I cast the spell.
Oh, no, I've been doing laps, man. Look at me. I'm running laps.
He's,
that
the,
exercise.
he's the
Correct,
fastest
correct,
orc
same fit.
alive.
He's got to get his 10,000 steps in.
Man, I don't even have any to this.
2,
Balthazar with the
4,
27.
3.
Holy hell.
Yeah, with
Hey.
27.
That's
10,000.
also 25.
No,
Yeah.
27 because he's got the +2.
We,
Oh,
safe
yeah.
for me.
Bloody shrooms.
I forgot about that. I already forgot about that.
What?
So what is this, sorry? A wisdom saving throw?
Charisma save.
Charisma.
Charisma. You're not charismatic enough to save this dragon, bitch.
You don't have enough badges to control me.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
fine.
far,
I'll just
Jin
keep
and
running.
can't lie.
There's nothing to lie about.
So
Yeah.
Rishlin, where do you keep hiding off to?
Hey, Rishlin, where did you and Revan go while we were away?
I turn to Rishlin and I just say nothing.
Well, we just went for a trip out of town to check a village. That's it.
What
Yeah.
village?
I don't know. It was completely burnt to the ground.
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, bro.
But did your traveling partner know the village?
No what?
You can't lie.
Did your traveling partner know where you're going?
I assume he did, but
What did you guys do at the village?
I looked around to see if there's any bandits or anything else. and
Met a crazy lady and ate rocks.
Well,
met a
the thing
crazy
is that
old
if
lady.
you're- So did you guys search for bandits while you were there?
I kept an eye out because I didn't know who'd been there or not. The village was burnt down. I thought bandits.
Oh, so other than the bandits, what did you do?
Tell him about the crazy lady who was eating rocks.
Was there a crazy lady eating rocks? I really can't remember.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know whether
there was.
Richland was actually there to
Oh.
get the debrief of what he actually did. I think it was just you, Revan.
Oh, okay.
I walked you.
So-
Yeah, I walked there with Revan. He went off to
They need new bedding.
check something rather, and yeah, I just kept a lookout. I didn't really do
Yeah,
anything.
so let's grab and check.
I don't know.
Were you there?
I was looking to make sure I wasn't gonna get jumped.
But the thing is that you can't, as long as it's in the boundary of truth. So if you know what Revan
I
did,
don't.
you don't.
Out of character.
Did you
I
go-
don't.
To,
I
to
literally
be,
went there, checked for bandits.
hey, Rishlin, just to play into your character, you also know that he's cast this spell on you and can avoid answering questions if you choose.
Well, I failed, so
No. An affected creature is aware the spell has been cast upon them, thus avoiding answering questions that they would normally respond to a lie with. So you can't deliberately speak a lie, but you also don't have to answer.
yeah, but I'm answering. I
Okay.
literally
No,
went
I was
there.
just saying because I figured, Rishlin being sneaky bugger might not want to.
I mean, I'm not asking anything negative about him. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is happening with you.
Ah,
Hmm.
is it enlightening?
No,
Brother
because
Aurel,
you think
Brother
from day
Aurel
one.
sort of like sees everyone quarreling, and he knows. And he said, the truth. The big orc says, the truth will set you free. And he holds up this bowl of coloured mushrooms, and he offers it around again.
I'm pointing to the bowl of mushrooms.
Yeah,
Like,
I
is the
don't take
bowl
it.
the truth?
I
did he
shrug
pass
and
his-
take a mushroom.
Did he pass his saving throw,
Who?
Brother Aurel?
What did he have to beat?
DC 13.
DC 13. I'm rolling a straight 20 for all of them. Not that you guys need to know that. Well, they they tell the truth.
To be fair, he
It's all
probably
the
would
truth?
believe that the bowl is the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on and ask the high guys what they believe
I
is
just
the
want
truth.
to clarify that I take a mushroom.
You take a mushroom.
Yeah, I shrug and take one.
And
Do you
eat it?
take it or do you eat it?
I eat it.
You eat it. Okay, roll a Constitution check.
Yeah, join the club.
Is that a save?
Come on,
Yeah,
Balthazar. No peer
yes.
pressure here.
Peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Oh,
Nice.
all right. Roll a 1d6.
You is super high. Oh,
Oh,
Well, Din, in his infinite wisdom, feels rather wise. I know a lot, and yes, his brain is expanded, and he knows enough to know at least his modifier +1 in wisdom. He starts feeling a little weak. Ugh. I don't feel very muscular, and he's a -2 modifier in strength.
is that +1 wisdom, -2 strength?
Yeah, +1 wisdom and -2 strength.
I like to think just like his muscle mass like contracted and his forehead just explodes outwards.
It looks like Parallax from
Yeah.
Green Lantern.
Big brain.
Are you afraid?
How do you fucking... There we go.
Todd, with Hector's lights up, it made him look like he was in one of those freaking shitty found footage horrors.
Quite possible.
What do you feel?
I gotta write that down. What do I feel? I feel real smart.
Din's turned into a nerd.
He's like, I'm so
I'm gonna
smart.
eat mushroom.
I
I'm so
honestly don't
smart.
feel that
Corn
different.
is actually a fruit
Corn's a fruit, yeah.
because it actually is.
I understand. I'm so wise now that I understand that tomato is a fruit. And
And strawberries are a
enough.
vegetable.
but it shouldn't be in
Yes,
fruit salad.
strawberries and raspberries aren't berries.
Indeed. So, hey, Richland, after you guys went to the village, did you guys get anything?
Not that I know of.
What do you know of?
No, I just went there, looked around, walked back.
Yeah, looked around. You got nothing?
No, I got nothing.
Did Revan get anything?
I don't know. Yeesh. What have you got? You got anything you want to share?
Yeah? What do you want to know?
How did you and the priestess go with your study session?
Well, what ended up happening was we studied. You guys all thought that I was going to sleep with her, but the thing is that even though my religion is all about dicks, we're all did a bout of chastity. So I can show you the belt if you want.
That seems
I wanna-
We're
incredibly
all about
jealous.
satisfying yourself.
I just want to
I can show
insight.
you the belt.
No. I just want to insight check if he's actually telling the truth or if he sort of using it to cover up if he did any study or research.
Use an insight.
No, what I thought you were going to say is like if he couldn't do
I
something.
believe it.
God damn it! This is the second one you've rolled tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's either 20 or 1, one or the other. All right, fair enough.
I believe you entirely.
Alright, are we done with this interrogation
Oh my god.
for now? And
So, just thinking ahead, it might pay us to have Vorus show us where the temple is. We can take a quick look at it, get an idea of what's going on, and then if we need to leave and resupply, we can, and that way he doesn't have to go back.
Say that again. I don't think I understood what you said.
Get
So-
the Vine Man to draw us a map. Then
No,
that way
get
the
Vorus
Vine Man
to
doesn't have to come
draw us
with
a
us.
map
Alright,
or
can
make us there, so we
alright.
know where to go, and then if we need to go get supplies or
both of
anything
you
else,
stop for a
we can.
sec? Rising, can you say it again so I can actually hear you?
Get Vorus, I think it is, whoever.
Vorus.
Vorus. Get Vorus to take us to where this temple is so we can actually get a rough idea of what the place looks like. And then if we need any supplies or if we think we need anything that we don't have, we can quickly go back somewhere and get it. And we'll also know where it is then. So we don't need him to take us back a second time.
Oh, okay.
So you're asking
The group.
Varus or the group,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, a bit of both. Like Vorus and everyone. He says he wants to. He knows where it is, but he won't go into the place. So if we check it out, if we think we need rope or grappling hooks or other stuff, we can check. And then if we don't have it, we can leave and
so
come back.
Varus explains that it's about a 4-day journey deeper into the forest from where they are now. And he's happy to hang around the camp here until you guys are ready to actually go there.
Okay. So yeah, it's up to you guys. Do you think we need to go get any supplies or anything before we try this, or should we scope it out first?
I think scouting the area would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
Although, if anybody needs to...
Yeah, basically.
What?
Boys, I better head off. There's got a crazy parrot going off its tits.
Oh, okay, so it was a bird that I saw fly like
It
across
was,
your face.
yeah. And
Oh, okay.
I
I
thought it
thought
was a
your
squeaky
camera.
wheel.
Yeah, I thought your camera just freaked out.
no, which was
Is
just
this a picture of the guy who drew us the fucking map at the start?
Yeah, it's Tobias Milton.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that guy.
Oh, that's why I
So, yeah,
thought I
they're-
recognized him.
Stick figure map.
What a good map. Like, what a bad map, but his heart was really in there, you know?
Hey, to be fair, it got us where we needed to
He
go.
did his best, and it got you where you needed to go.
It did.
Eventually.
So yeah, I think scouting
think we
mission
should just wrap
definitely be
this
a
up
good
and-
idea. If we need any potions or anything, definitely something that should be decided before going in. Because you know,
I mean,
I feel like
it's yeah, up there, but
healing is probably a good idea.
Vitaman's sort of alluding to the fact that once you guys go in there, he's probably not going to see you guys come out.
Oh, you're going on a vacation? Oh, how nice.
No, in other words,
Oh,
he
it was
expects
3
us to
days
train
till
out.
I'm afraid
retirement.
you guys might be going on vacation.
Permanently.
I expect you to die.
So you have chosen death.
Yep. All right.
So are we going to keep going from here, or do you want to just wrap it up now?
I was going to say we may as well just wrap it up. If 2 people have dropped out, there's no real point in.
Yeah, I reckon wrap it up
pushing
here.
this.
Yeah.
They're all morning talking over a tasty beverage of shrooms.
Any last
wrap it up
things
here.
you want to wrap up before I kill Destram?
Me,
Anybody?
just note the fact that Richland has inspiration next game.
Okay.
And you've already got your XP.